Live from Bowling Green, Kentucky, it's time for college football from the Bluegrass State at a matchup of the Southland Conference and Conference USA as the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky host the Huskies of Houston Christian University. I'm Joe Fisher. Great to be with you from the booth. Beautiful Saturday evening here in the Bluegrass State, joined by Terry Obie in the booth as we get set for a good one. Both teams 1-0, both coming off opening victories, impressive victories. Western Kentucky, their opener 41-24 over South Florida. And Terry, their quarterback, one of the best statistically in the nation right now.
You know what? He's going to be a great one that we got to make sure we look at. He is growing, and Reed has done a really good job. He makes great reads throughout the game. He does a lot of check with me's. He's in charge of what's going to happen, what's going on. He's actually a coach out there on the field, and he makes a huge difference on how WKU offense goes. He gets them in the right position at all times, and he continue also all the time try to figure out where he had a mismatch in the entire game.
Threw for over 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns last week. Now, on the other side of the ball for the Huskies, one of the guys that's going to try to slow him down is going to be Rodney Dansby, a guy who has led the FCS in tackles each of the last two seasons.
Dansby is a man of mans. You know, he get in there and he likes to hit. He follows the football. Last week he had 10 tackles and 1 TFL, and he likes to run to the back. I mean, he likes to run everywhere. And he's the Mike Backer, what we call Mike Backer, meaning middle of the defense. And he sets all the calls and he does everything just like Reed is for the offense. He's like that for the defense.
So we're looking forward to this one. Both teams 1-0, as we said, both explosive offensively. We'll see which one pays off here. The head coaches now for Western Kentucky, Tyson Helton in his 5th season, 4 seasons, 4 bowl games for the Hilltoppers so far.
Yeah, got a chance to know him really well. I mean, he gets after it, too. He likes to get the ball out. He's very aggressive, and he's been very effective while he's at WKU.
On the other side, Braxton Harris, in his first year as a head coach of HCU. He spent a couple of years as the associate, the last year as an associate head coach at Campbell before taking the reins here. Got off to a great start last week, a 66-0 victory over Arkansas Baptist.
Yeah, he's got a lot of explosive plays. He likes to really get involved. Really excellent coach coming around, so it's going to be a great battle tonight.
So Western Kentucky will kick off to start this game. Hilltoppers wearing white jerseys and pants, red numerals, lettering, and trim with the white helmets. And HCU in the blue on blue with white numerals and blue helmets as we're about set to get underway on a wonderful Saturday evening here in Bowling Green, and we are glad you're with us. And approaching the football and putting the toe against the leather, and the kick is going to head to and through the end zone. So Houston Christian, and we'll call them HCU. That's what they want to be called from now on, HCU. For those of you who aren't familiar, they were Houston Baptist until last year. The name changed to Houston Christian, and now they go by HCU. Quarterback is Colby Suits. He's a senior. He's a big one, 6'4", 240. Threw for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns in their win last week. Didn't have to do a lot in an impressive win over Arkansas Baptist. Across the front, Daniels, Hood, Hay, Hazimi, and Walter. They've got some size, 3 300-pounders in the middle of that. Champ Dozier is a true freshman at running back. He'll be their leader. Wide receivers Reynolds, Fuller, and Sotelo. First down from the gun, rolling right. Looking downfield, passing toward the sideline, incomplete. And wanting the flag and getting the flag. There it comes. It's a Conference USA crew for this one, and that pass was intended for Sherfield, and he was complaining he was being held before the ball was even thrown, and he's going to get the call.
Yes, he's definitely, I think Stout got a little too aggressive on that play. He definitely was held earlier, but what's really interesting about this offense, they spread you really wide. It's kind of unusual. The receiver's almost 2 yards away from
pass interference. Defense number 21.
On the outside, on the side.
So one play, one penalty. The walk-off
place at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
From the point of the foul, they're going to walk it all the way out to near midfield. Now they're going to regroup. To me, it should be 15 from the line of scrimmage. Anyway, they're going to mark it at the 39. That's where they're going to put it. So first down for the Huskies. And there's the wide-out split. You rarely see a receiver outside the numbers, but they have one all the way outside the numbers on the far side of the field on first down. Give to the tailback, Dozier, going nowhere. Boy, he is shut down. Great pursuit by the Toppers, who get there and shut it down, getting right in the middle. That's Davis, the big nose tackle at 300 pounds, who led the charge, and a loss of 1 on the play.
Yes, Davis, that was a great play. What he did is you had an outside blitz. He brought the we call that the saw. When you bring the safety and the wheel. So saw is for Sam, for the strong side backer, and W is for Will, for the weak side backer.
They're going to give him no gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 10. 2 wide left, 1 right. Rolling left is Suits, dumps to the flat to the tight end. Caught at the 45. Midfield should be enough with the mark for the first down as Sotelo, the Aaron Sotelo, with the reception. He's out of Texas Lutheran. That's his 3rd reception of the season and a first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, great play by Sotelo. You know, disguising the run in the beginning, and you got a chance to see. We call that shallow cross. He fakes the block, and he went out into the flat wide open.
And we've seen early on the Huskies want to spread this field. They get as wide as you can get. You can see them all the way near the sideline on the far side of the field, moving left to right. First down from their own 49-yard line. Toppers showing blitz from this near side. And they're bringing it. Suits with the blitz, coming, drilled, and it's fumbled. It's loose. It's picked up by the Toppers, and they'll have the football near the 40-yard line. The blitz came and coming clean and putting the hit on. There's a late flag, maybe a little extra celebration on the end of that. It was picked up by Jaquez Evans, who picked up the loose ball after the big hit. Let's see what the penalty is, but clearly the fumble and the turnover.
Yes, I mean, great hit on the outside, and of course you got Jaquez Evans, but AKA Donut, he's always been opportunistic to make plays, to scoop the ball in and make plays like that.
That was Kendrick Simpkins, the strong safety, who came with a hit.
WKU. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the penalty is on HCU. That's our referee, Joe Laring. Again, it's a Conference USA crew. So they'll tack on a little bit after that fumble recovery. The big hit by Simpkins, he had 2 sacks last week. He's going to tack on a TFL there, and a fumble created and then picked up by Jaquez Evans, who just, you know, Terry, he's Conference Defensive Player of the Week this past week. He just is always around the football.
I mean, he's always around the football, but if you look at the defense for WKU, he kind of sets what's going to happen. You know, they like to run a 3-3 stack, but when he's in there, they can go to 3-4, 4-3, so it's hard for a quarterback to see or disguise. And this is the opportunity, Coach. They love to be in situations like this. He wants to bring the heat all the time. They try to bring it on outside pressures. And then this situation, most likely, Coach Helton likes to go. When he got people in this situation, you put 3 guys in a boundary, he's going to have some type of cross and go for the jugular.
You can see him going for it right now here on first down from the HCU 27-yard line. Austin Reed at quarterback, fakes the pitch. Looking, has time, fires to the far side, sideline incomplete. Just out of the reach of the intended receiver, looking for KD Hutchinson. He had him open just a little bit too tall.
You know, we look at the statistics and look at everything by watching the video. When he's like that after a turnover, he likes to go for the ball, and we kind of predicted to see what was going to take place. He had him wide open, but just threw the ball a little far.
Reed last week in the win over South Florida, 29 of 50, 336 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 10 for the Toppers from the HCU 27-yard line. Scoreless here, 13-18 left in the opening quarter. Little swing pass near side, complete, 30 to about the 26-yard line. That's going to be all. That's Davion Irvin Poindexter, the senior, the transfer from Indiana with the reception. And that's going to set up 3rd and about 8 for the Toppers.
Great pursuit by Houston Christian. I mean, they ran to the ball, making plays, great defense, great reaction, and they did not let anybody get outside contained. That was the big thing.
Isaiah Cash, the safety, coming up to make the tackle, brings up a 3rd and 8 situation now for the Toppers. Shotgun formation. Reed now with 3 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. And out of the gun, takes the snap, 4-man rush. Reed fires to the near sideline, pass incomplete. Couple of defenders there, and a very late penalty flag comes in on contact in the end zone.
Yeah, I saw the little nudge on the receiver. I mean, kind of pulled him in the last minute, and the referee from the further side saw that.
Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So they're going to call the interference on Caleb Flagg, the safety. That's going to draw complaints from the head coach, certainly from HCU. And I'm sure what he's complaining about, Terry, is The official that was closest to the play is not the one that threw the flag. It was one that was farther toward the middle of the field.
Absolutely, and I think he might have had the wrong guy on that. It looked like that was Hardgrove that made that play. I mean, that pulled back on him. So very interesting when that takes place. But when it's first and goal, right, the strategies now, I see the coaches right now is upset of what's going on. That wrong play, they're questioning what the referees called.
Pistol formation for the Toppers. First and goal officially just inside the 10-yard line. Motion man, they toss it to that motion man, a little jet sweep inside the 5 to the 3-yard line on the carry, and that is Dalvin Smith with the carry. That technically is a completed pass, Terry. It's a little jet sweep touch pass, and Smith has not gotten up yet. They're going to tend to him right there on the field.
Yeah, they're going to try to get Smith the ball as much as possible. Talking to Coach Helton, he's very athletic. I mean, he's one of the guys that, in one time he was talking about how he, in the swimming pool, and when he was a guy that was able to do flips off the diving board, so athletic.
Well, he's not doing any flips right now as they're helping him off the field. He's not putting any weight on that left foot at all.
I hope he's able to come back. You know, you don't want to see any players hurt out there on the field.
But a nice gain on that jet sweep, or the jet pass, if you will, a little touch pass, a gain of about 6, brings up second and goal from the 4. Tight formation, couple of receivers to the right. In the gun, Reed dumps it out into the flat, diving for the goal line. Did he get in? The answer is yes. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Nice movement there, and on the formation out to River Helms, the touchdown reception. His first of the year, and that puts Western on the board.
Great call by Western on that. I mean, what we call the old John Gruden play, spider to wide banana. You have the tight end on the banana wide open, and you have the other receiver on top with a corner route. What a perfect call down in the red zone.
So Lucas Carnero, who was the special teams player of the week in Conference USA the past week, nice job of getting that snap down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Western Kentucky takes advantage of the short field. They take advantage of the penalty, the pass interference in the end zone, and the Toppers score first. So now with 11:54 left to go in the opening quarter, it's Western Kentucky 7 and HCU nothing.
Blue Moon.
Western Kentucky's opening drive, a scoring drive, 4 plays, 27 yards, took a minute and a half off the clock. There was a penalty that was a big plus in that, a pass interference in the end zone. 4-yard touchdown pass from Reed to River Helms to put the Toppers on the board first, 7-0. Sun is setting here. Western Kentucky is on the opposite side of the field. They're not on the press box side of the field, so they're in the shade as this works out. That kickoff is going to go through the end zone once again. So let's see if the Huskies, who moved the ball a little bit, Terry, in their first opportunity before the turnover, let's see if they can move it again here.
Yes, they moved the ball really well. They just got to stay patient and be consistent and look for the opportunity. If they're spreading out the field so much, they're going to have guys running open sometimes. So Suits got to take his time, but they're bringing pressure. WKU is going to bring pressure. If you just stay patient, there's going to be a big play here or there.
Suits is a senior, 6'4", 240, out of Forney, Texas. Only threw the ball 11 times last week in their opener. Didn't have to against Arkansas Baptist. They're going to have to put the ball in the air most likely a lot more today. Western brings the blitz again. It's a toss sweep running to the right across the 25 to the 30. That's Champ Dozier with the carry. They'll get 5 yards on first down. Dozier is a true freshman who comes into this game as a transfer from TCU, rushed for 97 yards last week.
Yeah, Dozier, I mean, great lower half. I mean, strong legs, athletic ability. He can make things happen, especially in space.
Gain of 5, second down and 5. Once again, the Toppers crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring a blitz from the corner. Pass is incomplete, and that's credit the pressure coming on that blitz as Suits ended up on his backside as coming in on that pressure. That was Upton Stout. You told me before the game, Stout may be their best defensive back.
Exactly. Stout makes plays, and that play on the outside, we call that the CAT, corner blitz. So a C-A-T, CAT blitz. Outside corner, and then the safety covers the receiver over top.
3rd and 5 now for the Huskies from the 30-yard line. 11:21 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Western Kentucky. Pass far side caught. Now the question on that ball is knocked loose. It's going to be incomplete. It was intended for Wiggins, Calvin Wiggins, and he was right at the line to gain, Terry. And I'm not sure if he was thinking about having to try to make a move to get the first down or not, but he couldn't hang on to the football.
Yeah, Wiggins had a little alligator arms. Wiggins had too much wiggle. Catch the ball first, then you can make things happen. But in space, he saw a couple of, we call them crocodiles, saw a couple of safeties coming after him. He decided to not look at the football and look it all the way in.
So as a result, that's going to force the punting situation here. Western will send 2 men back deep, Messer and Hutchinson, awaiting the punt from Bowron, standing back near the 15-yard line, and a whistle and a penalty flag, and I'm not sure they got it away in time. That might be a delay of game. So that's going to tack 5 more on it, make it 4th and 10. So a couple of penalties on HCU here in this first quarter.
Yeah, they're hurting themselves early. I mean, they were driving, running the ball, getting the ball downfield, and they make mistakes like that. It becomes a huge problem. And it's interesting what WKU's doing with these two receivers back, 2 punt returners in the back.
Punt is away. It's a nice one. Messer's going to call for the fair catch and make it at about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Toppers will take over first down with 11:08 left to go in this opening quarter, and play will resume here. And let's see how much the Toppers want to try to open it up.
Yeah, but I think they probably want to establish the run game a little bit more, because they're bigger up front. But also, Houston Christian likes to bring pressure too. And who's going to dictate is Dasby. If you watch him down there, he'll set all the tempo. He'll set the defense for him. So now they're going to a cover 4.
Out of the shotgun with the fake on the read option. They pass outside, breaking a tackle, getting the first down before being hammered going out of bounds. But a nice play on first down. Blue Smith, the senior, with the reception. The tough run after to move the chains near midfield, and Western wants to go tempo.
They're trying to get fast, and this is the opportunity. This is a big-time shot play here.
Near side pass is caught. Messer to the 50 in HCU territory, out of bounds at the 46-yard line. He is the true freshman. And again, it's going to be tempo here. We talking to the coaches earlier. I think they'd like to run somewhere between 90 and 100 offensive plays in a game.
And they're trying to get all those plays done too. Now you got even trips in the boundary.
2nd and 5, give, first down, and much more. Nice break of a tackle inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. That's the senior Marquise Stepp, the transfer out of USC and Nebraska, who has made his way to Bowling Green, and now we've got an HCU player down.
Yeah, I see him now. Stepp must have had his Fitbit in on, because he got a few steps in on that run.
He stepped high through that one attempted tackle for sure. So timeout on the field. We're going to take it as well with 10:20 left to go in the opening quarter, with the injured player being tended to for HCU. Western will have it 1st and 10 when we return. 7-0 Toppers. Western Kentucky with the football, first down after the timeout for the injured HCU player. They'll have the ball at the Huskies' 33-yard line. Reed at quarterback in the shotgun.
And this is where the Huskies like to bring that dog blitz, where they bring the Mike and the Will Backer.
That is a completed pass technically, although it was bobbled and going to turn out to be a loss of about 5 or 6. It was Hutchinson coming. They tried that little touch pass on the jet sweep again. He bobbled it. Actually, he'd been better off to have dropped it. It would have been an incomplete pass.
Exactly, like we talked about. When they're at the 33-yard line in, they like to bring those 2 linebackers, dogs. That means dogs mean they're linebackers, the Mike and the Will. Will is W for weak, and M is Mike for middle linebacker. And that's when they do that, it brings pressure, and it stops the kind of coordinates in between.
Loss of 6 on the play, 2nd and 16. Pass to the near side, caught. And a nice move and a wiggle out to about the 32-yard line for the gain. That was Musa Berry with his first reception, the redshirt freshman, the transfer from Mars Hill. And that brings up 3rd and a little more manageable now for Western Kentucky with 3rd and 9.
So if they bring pressure, HC's got to make sure they bring pressure. Now you have one-on-one. You kind of see what's going on, but the underneath route seemed like it's exposed now, underneath coverage.
And that's going to draw a flag, and I believe that might be encroachment on HCU. The nose tackle's Ace Smith, I believe, was a little bit quick on the trigger. The question is, was he induced across?
Offside.
And the
Defense,
answer is
number
no.
44.
He is called for offside.
5-yard penalty.
That's big, Terry,
Third down.
because instead of 3rd and 9, now 3rd and much more manageable at 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4, you can run the ball, and you have basically 2 plays on this. I mean, that's a bad situation. What they're doing is making mistakes and putting themselves in tough situations. 3
receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Reed in the shotgun on 3rd down and 4. They line up, and then it's the check with me as he looks over to the far side to get the call. Drew Hollingshead, the offensive coordinator for the Toppers.
Because he knows it's man-to-man, you can go for it.
They'll fire it out into the flat, pass caught by Messer, and he will get the first down as he's brought down at about the 21-yard line. They've had some success just getting that quick pass out in the flat.
I mean, you have to. When they bring in that much pressure, it was great by Reed to see that. He made a great read, seeing that early and put him in advantageous situations. Then when you go fast now, you try to get the ball up in the air.
Little hitch and go. They fire wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Boy, he did the little shoulder fake and streaking down the sideline all by himself for the touchdown is Jimmy Holiday.
Great call, great play, but really got them on that play is not the time. You know what I mean? They just ran on the line of scrimmage, and HCU did not get lined up in time.
Actually, that was Blue Smith, 5, not 6. Smith with the catch down the sideline for the touchdown. So Reed with the touchdown pass, his 2nd of the contest, and the extra point is up and it's good. So Western Kentucky very efficient on offense to this point. A couple of possessions and a couple of touchdowns. Timeout with 8:12 left to go in the opening quarter. And so far, the Toppers offense has been up to the task. It's 14-0 Hilltoppers here from Bowling Green. Western Kentucky leading 14-0 over HCU. Their scoring drive as the touchdown was to Blue Smith. They have corrected that. 7 plays, 65 yards on the scoring drive.
Yeah, they're really getting going early. I mean, they're on warp speed. They call it NASCAR. That when they go fast, faster than fast, and then HCU couldn't line up on that. And I mean, you saw the touchdown coming where there was no one out there.
And an onside kick is attempted. Was it recovered successfully? It looks like, did it go far enough? And I believe they're going to say no, it did not. HCU is going to get the football at the 48-yard line. It didn't quite go far enough. As they tried to pull that down on the onside kick.
Oh, it looks like we got the turnover.
We've got the discussion here. They're going to actually turn it around and give it to Western Kentucky. It did go far enough. And they did. At first, the signal was no. They gave it to HCU. And then the discussion, you could see it right here from the 35, and it's touched at about the 47. It looks like it's far enough.
Great call. I mean, they're just using Coach Tony LaRusso, the special teams coach, looking at every way he can have the advantage. When you see HCU backing up like that, he's trying to make something happen. And this time right here, by looking at all the video, this is where Coach likes to go for Coach Helton likes to go for the jugular.
First down. Little reverse toss. Messer around midfield. Gets a block inside the 40, dragged down 35-yard line. Boy, a little razzle-dazzle on the reverse toss. So it starts Munson, the kicker, recovering the onside kick, puts them in great position. Now they're going to line up after a nice game.
Yeah, great call. A new word we call trickeration. You got everybody looking everywhere, and then now you decide to Austin Reed, little flip.
Yep, Reed underhanded toss. Could have run it, breaking the tackle across the 25 to the 22-yard line. On the reception, that's Irvin Poindexter, Davion Irvin Poindexter. I thought Reed was going to take off with it. He had some room, but he saw a guy 5 yards in front, just sort of shuffled it forward.
I mean, you rather get it to your playmakers instead of a quarterback trying to get hit. That was very smart of him. You know, he made a business decision.
And a smart one. First down from the HCU 23-yard line. So the Toppers moving again after recovering the onside kick. Reed this time is going to keep it, and he's going to find the ground at about the 22-yard line. That was another business decision. Just get down and get a couple.
Yes, it's not even worth it for a quarterback. I mean, your team leader to get up there and take a hit like that. It's not worth it. It's another play.
You know, Reed had 3 rushing touchdowns last week in the win over South Florida.
Yeah, you know, he's starting to evolve and to make better plays, because before that he would try to throw the ball in a gunslinger. Now he's making better decisions.
You know, here if you're HCU, you got to have a guy like Rodney Dansby kind of step up and make a play for you to try to calm things down a little bit. Toppers have been moving downhill. Reed
What's
to
difficult,
throw.
there's a lot of pressure on the safeties with those receivers.
Pass is caught, complete inside the 15 to about the 11-yard line. That'll be, I believe, enough for the first down on the pass, and a nice job stepping up and finding Barry as he stepped up in the pocket and made the delivery.
Yeah, great throw and catch. I mean, secured the ball, took a hit. Great catch by Barry. That young guy is making things happen.
Jordan Oliver with the tackle for the Huskies, but again, a first down, and it is 1st and 10 as Western can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Once again, Reed as they line up and then check with the sideline.
Check with me, and he's going to go to the run. He sends the tight end the other way.
Hands off to the tailback, not much. Irvin Poindexter there. He was hit by the nose tackle Smith, who made the first contact and drove him back basically for no gain. Smith, the big man in the middle, 6'1", 290. And no gain on the play. Xavier McIntyre, the senior linebacker, also in there. He's a transfer from Texas San Antonio.
Yeah, McIntyre made a great hit on that play. Set him in a hole, what we call the A gap. He met him right there in the backfield.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield, the shotgun for Reed. Has plenty of time. Fires far side, sliding catch made at about the 9-yard line. Pass was at the shoestrings, and I believe that was Holiday going down to make the catch for a short gain. Brings up 3rd and about 6.
Very interesting with HCU's defense. I mean, that was kind of more of a prevent. You should lock in, tighten up a little bit. You only have about 10 yards, maybe 20 yards, including the end zone. This is the time you lock up and bring some more pressure.
Joe Cadet checks in on the defensive line for HCU in this 3rd down, and let's call it 7 from the just inside the 10. Reed to throw, fires to the end zone, in and out of the hands. Oh, he had him, and unable to hang on and make the catch in the end zone for Western was Barry.
Yeah, Barry's got to catch that. I mean, use his hands, go at the highest point. What happened, those pads will always fail you. You got to use your hands, with meaning we call them forks. You got to stick a fork in it. Put a fork in that football, which is pigskin.
May have been just a little distracted by an HCU player that kind of went across his eye line there. Here's Carnero. Had a couple of field goals last week in the win over South Florida. This from 27, and the kick is good. So Western has scored on each of their offensive possessions. But this time, if you're HCU, maybe a little bit of a victory that you hold Western to a field goal instead of the end zone.
Absolutely, HCU, that's definitely a victory because they're driving down the field. You're just holding up to a field goal. Great stop. Great stop for the defense, but the defense cannot be on the field that long. The offense got to have a sustained drive.
It started with the onside kick. So again, the short field, 8 plays, 44 yards, 3:56 off the clock, 27-yard field goal. And we talk about Tyson Helton, what he has done here. 4 bowl games in 4 seasons, 3 9-win seasons already, and a lot of excitement last week with the win, and you don't want to look ahead, obviously, if you're Western Kentucky, but got a trip to Columbus coming up.
Oh, that's a big one. The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
So I can see Coach Helton on the sideline pacing because he's so competitive. He gets an onside kick, you don't score, I can guarantee you he's telling the offense that.
This time they will kick the ball deep and through the end zone once again. I think HCU was a little more cognizant of the possibility of maybe, as you said, a little trickeration again, but it didn't happen, so they'll spot it at the 25 where the Huskies will start first down.
Yeah, Coach Harrods with HCU is getting his guys together and saying, basically, we got to get something going. The only people that's been hurting we've been hurting ourselves. They haven't done anything to really stop us. But there's been a lot of mistakes that HCU has been making so far.
Total offense for HCU, 10 yards. For Western Kentucky, 118. First down for the Huskies from their own 25. Two wideouts split very wide to the left. Suits will give on the delay, running right and leaning out to about the 29 is Dozier, a gain of 4 on the play.
If they can sustain 4 yards of crack, that's pretty good. And then set yourself up for later. But I can also see these wide splits are getting WKU some problems because we actually didn't really line up right getting out there.
Rayshon Hodge with the tackle. I wonder, does HCU think about, obviously they need to get some points on the board, but they'd probably like to take a little bit of time doing it because their defense has been on the field the majority of this first quarter.
You definitely got to get rest.
Second down and a short 5. They'll run the same play and this time run into a wall at about the 31-yard line. Dozier with the carry, only got about a yard or so. Hodge is in there again, along with, I believe that was Desmond Baker, the transfer from Rice, who was in there as well. Brings up third down. Let's call it a long 2 now.
Yeah, third and 2 is manageable. That's something you can deal with if you don't make mistakes.
Ball spotted at the 33.
But here comes the pressure with WKU.
Suits. They run the same play, and this is a nice cut right up the middle over the back of the center, and a first down for Dozier, pushing it out to the 38-yard line. Running right behind Nolan Hay, the big 300-pound center. Boy, you look, their left guard, right guard, center, each 300 pounds.
I can see that Nolan Hay, I mean, he looked like he was baling some hay on that one. He ran a couple of guys over there, made a big hole there right through that A gap, right between the center and the guard.
Only the third first down of this first quarter for HCU, but they move it to the 38, and now a whistle and a penalty flag, and that's going to be a procedure penalty on the Huskies. They have not helped themselves in the penalty situation.
It's not really good when you do that. You finally get momentum and you make mistakes.
So
and Coach Harris is pleading with them, we cannot do that because you cause yourself more and more problems. I mean, WKU is a really good team, but you don't want to give them those kind of opportunities, those freebies.
4 penalties, 38 yards on HCU here in the first quarter. And now looking at 1st and 15 are the Huskies. 66 points last week, 3rd most points ever scored in the program's history in a game. But facing a 1st and 15 here, Suits in the gun, wideouts left and right. Rush is coming. Pass intercepted. Western with the interception, midfield going across to the 40, to the 35, has a blocker in front, 25, 20. He may go, he will go. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Upton Stout, the sophomore, with the pick 6. He knew what to do with it once he got it in his hands.
Yes, he made something happen on that play. But a great call by Coach Summers. It was a disguise. It looked like cover 2, meaning 2 high safeties. And then when the quarterback threw the ball up in the air, Stouts was sitting there in cover 2. He went off a man-to-man and was wide open to pick the ball up. That was a really good call by Coach Summers on that, a defensive call.
Carnero on for the extra point for the Toppers. And the pick 6, the defensive touchdown for Western Kentucky. And with 1:43 to go in the opening quarter, it's been all Toppers. It's 24-0. And one of those, you looked at that play a moment ago, it almost looked like he was looking for a back shoulder throw, and the receiver just kept going down the sideline, and he was waiting on it.
Yeah, I mean, really, again, like we talked about, I mean, the quarterback, Suits, got to see that. With a great disguise. He started to look like man-to-man coverage. He was on him tight, but he was in cover 2. You got to read the safeties first. When you see 2 high safeties, there's no way it can be man-to-man.
So now the challenge for HCU. We got a long way to go. I mean, we're still in the first quarter with 1:43 left, but Huskies got to get their heads about them here and sustain a drive, try to get on the board and get back in this thing. There's a lot of time to go, but right now everything is going the Toppers' way.
Yes, I don't think they ever got across the 50-yard line so far.
Well, all the kickoffs but one have gone out of the end zone. One was an onside kick that was recovered. I would be shocked with an onside kick here, and this one's going to go into the end zone as well. So they'll start from the 25. And now time to regroup with 1:43 left in the quarter.
Yeah, I like how Coach Harris is getting his team together on the sideline and tell them just to be patient, right? This is a long football game. Have confidence. You guys are driving the ball, but you continue to make mistakes, you're hurting yourself.
Braxton Harris, first-year head coach. Southland Conference has 4 first-year head coaches. He is one of them. So first down from the 25, and let's see if Suits can get something going for the Huskies.
If he looked down the middle of the field, he could be okay.
And there he starts with that little quick slant inside, caught at the 30, hooked up at the 30, moved it all the way to the 40 for a nice gain and a first down. Darian Sheffield, the wide receiver, the junior, with the catch. And a gain of 14.
Yeah, we're definitely Coach Summers on WKU is playing a cover 2 defense. So Suits got to see that on HCU. He's got to know what those safeties are doing at all times, because if you got a wide field, you have opportunity in the middle of the field, especially in between the hashes.
Suits this time with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Out of the gun, looking to throw, looking left, fires once again. They hook it up at about the 44, and again that is Sherfield with the catch and a gain of about 5 yards. Trying to get it out of Suits' hands a little quicker, isn't it?
Absolutely, and especially over the middle of the field, because when you spread them out, you cause the safeties and the linebackers to get wide too, so the middle of the field is open. That's the only shot you got in this situation.
Gain of 5 on the play. Colby Suits 3 of 5 passing, 29 yards and 1 big interception. Play clock is down to 10 as the Huskies go to the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 5. They'll get the snap away. Suits easing to his right. Still looking now. He's going to tuck it and run and head for the sideline, get out of bounds. I think enough for the first down. He's just across midfield. Knew exactly where he needed to go and got enough to move the chains.
Okay, really probably the first down so far, so that they got this series. I mean, it's been really tough earlier. But if you stay over the middle and be patient, there's some things out there. Spread WKU out and look over the middle for those easy passes.
So now the clock continues to run, as even though he went out of bounds, once it's spotted, the clock runs and the first quarter will come to an end. And it was a good one for the homestanding Hilltoppers, who will take a 24-0 lead into the second quarter of play. But HCU trying to get a little momentum. They are on the Toppers' side of the field when we come back. We get set for the second quarter here from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Joe Fisher, Terry Obie with you. First quarter belonged to the Hilltoppers. 24-0 Western Kentucky leads. HCU trying to put a dent in that. First down from the Toppers 49. Blitz is coming. Handoff and running right into the teeth of that blitz is Dozier. And he's going to get a yard or 2, and that's about all. Right in the middle, that was Hosea Wheeler, the junior, leading the charge, the transfer from Sacramento City College. It's interesting, one of the themes for both these teams is transfers. There's a lot of transfers on these squads.
Throughout the league there is transfers, and that's the big thing. And when you're dealing with transfers, you got to deal with personnel. Like the first number in a personnel, like you say 12, the first is running back, and the other one is how many tight ends. So if you go 12, you got 1 running back and 2 tight ends, and then the rest receivers.
Gain of 1, second down and 9. Suits, quick pass far side caught, knocked out of bounds at about the 44-yard line on the reception, and that is another catch for HCU. And once again, I believe that is, looking at the number bunched up, I believe that's number 5 with the catch. That's Carl Reynolds, his first reception. That brings up 3rd and 5.
So they're doing a really good job. Stiles is doing a really good job. You got to make sure he stays over the middle, because that's where it's at. Even with pressure, you got to take a shot.
I wonder if this is 4-down territory. Down 24-0.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you got to take a shot. You in man-to-man now.
Quick pass, that's going to be caught, first down. Once again, got it out of there, and the catch is made by Green. Adrian Green with a catch, and they mark it down at the 37-yard line. And HCU's found a little something, Terry, with that quick pass spreading and going to the middle.
Absolutely. I mean, right now that's their bread and butter. And what you do it in your personnel, you go the 21 personnel. If you put two running backs in there and one tight end, right? I mean, 2 tight ends and 1 running back, it shrinks the field down, and then you put the receivers on the outside. So you got 2 tight ends, 1 running back, so that's 3, and 2 more as receivers for a total of 5.
Huskies making a little dent in the total offense. Blitz is coming once again. They're going to run a double reverse, loose football, pouncing on it, saving it there is Reynolds, but the little razzle-dazzle backfires, and a loss for the Huskies all the way back to the 43.
Yeah, they try to run trickeration like the WKU did, but the receivers ran into each other, running back. That's something that you can't do. See this mistake? You got to have the outside receiver, the receiver that's coming across, got to have a lane for the receiver with the football.
That toss, he was so close to him when he tried that toss, he just couldn't handle it. So with a loss of 6, back to the 43, 2nd down and 16 now for the Huskies.
And this is when you're in trouble, because here come pressure.
Here's the full blitz. Suits steps up, finds some time, throws downfield, incomplete. Just kind of threw that one up for grabs, looking for Reynolds. Good coverage there. Man-to-man defensively out there. That was Davian Williams, the senior, the transfer from Michigan State, who was there on coverage. That brings up a 3rd down.
Yeah, that last time, and Coach Summers brought, we call the NCAA blitz, when you bring everybody. And it's just man-to-man, a 0 coverage. There's no help on the back end. It was just everybody locked in to the receivers and running backs and bring everybody else, all the linebackers.
And a lot of times in that situation, the quarterback's just going to throw it up for grabs and hope his guy can beat another guy one-on-one. That pass was a little too soft. 3rd down, 16. Low snap picked up on the bounce. Suits is going to run. He'll get the 40. He'll use the official for a screen and get to the 32 and bring up a 4th down, and only about 5 now for the Huskies. He used a little pick there on the official.
Yeah, this is your best drive. There's no way coach is going to come out of here. He's going to go for this, because now it's 24-0. There's nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, field goal from here would be almost 50 yards. Down 24-0. Clock is running, 11:45 to go in the 2nd quarter.
And he's going with check with me again. Stick with your bread and butter. I mean, coach is looking at him and giving him the sign, and offensive coordinators looking at it. The hook over the ball is going to always be open again. A quick throw to the ball over the middle. There you go.
Suits fires, and he finds him at the 20. A little reverse to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, HCU. So the reception for the touchdown, Carl Reynolds made the catch, then a terrific pivot and reverse, and then outraced the Topper defense to the pylon.
Yes, we call that GMD, God, Mom, Dad. You make a catch and get in the end zone by yourself. That was all athletic ability. What a great catch. But it started with that hook over the middle. That is where WKU is vulnerable on defense.
They have found that on that drive for sure. By far the best offensive possession for HCU so far tonight. They get right back in it with the scoring drive. And now Dylan Fedor on to attempt the extra point, but now I'm wondering if they're going to review this.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
Yep, I had a feeling they were going to review whether or not he got the ball inside the pylon. That's what has to happen. It's not necessarily his body, it's where the ball was. So they will take a look at this play is under review. There's the pivot.
Oh.
And the question is, did the ball come out before he crossed the goal line?
I think he was stripping it about. I think it was a little early. I don't think it crossed it. Doesn't look like it from that angle.
Okay, let's see it here.
Angle. The ball is out.
I believe it is too. That ball was stripped by Talik Allen, the sophomore free safety. Now, if that's stripped, well, now the question is it stripped and goes out of bounds inside the 1, or did it go out in the end zone?
That makes a big difference, a huge difference. But also, if his foot crossed the plane, but it's really the ball where the ball crossed. I don't think so.
This is where it would be ideal to have a camera review, have a camera right on the goal line to be able to see where the ball was. Here we go.
Cha-cha now.
The play into the end zone and out of the end zone. Result of the play is a touchback. First down.
So that's it.
WKU.
That's the worst possible result for HCU because it is a turnover. It gives the ball to Western Kentucky on the touchback.
Yeah, I mean, that's really bad luck there. But the receiver's got to make sure you put that ball in the outside hand. Cover that ball away. That ball is your dreams, goals, and aspirations, and you let those go right there. I mean, everything that you bake your life on, playing in the league, that ball is too low, separated from your body, no good.
So we'll take a break. Big break for Western Kentucky. They avoid the touchdown on the strip. 24-0 Western Kentucky. Huge turn of events just a moment ago. HCU, when it looked like a touchdown, instead a strip and the ball out of bounds, a touchback. So still 24-0. And Western Kentucky takes over from the 20, and a quick pass gets it out close to the 25. Boy, what a tough one now for the Huskies to have to deal with. They thought they were right back in this thing, and all of a sudden they're back to a 0 on the scoreboard.
You know, football comes just back to just fundamentals. You got to make sure you secure the football, and you got to hold it tight. That's why we tie high and tight, keep it close to the body, because you never know. Defensive players are always running around the football.
Gain of 5 on the play. Second down, Reed at quarterback. Couple of touchdown passes so far tonight. 12 of 14 passing, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hands off tailback step, and he steps lively across the 30 out to about the 34 to first down. So Step with a nice run on the carry. They had 4 carries, 21 yards, and a touchdown last week.
Man, great run by him. I mean, a violent run. I mean, you're on the football field, you need to do that. And when they double stack like here, they throw the ball. They try to get the ball deep.
Firing to the near sideline, pass caught at the 40. Tackle made immediately on the reception. Catch made there by Hutchinson. Tackle made closing quickly on that coverage. So Fuavai was there, Cash was there as well. Gain of 7 on the play, second down and 3.
Now we need to hear from Dansby. I mean, he's the playmaker in the middle. He's got to make something happen for his team. They need to bring him on some type of Mike blitz to kind of distract Reed a little bit.
Second and 3. Plenty of time once again. Passing downfield, looking for the tight end, incomplete. Broken up on coverage as that pass was intended for number 86, looking for that catch. As that was Trevor Borland, the tight end, got his hands on it, but a good job by HCU of collapsing. Cash got there, knocked that ball away.
Yes, and you know what? The kid, number 7, Ferguson, covered a lot of ground on that. That was more like a Tampa 2, meaning the linebacker's all the way back in the middle of the field to make that play downfield.
So Cash and Ferguson make a big play and bring up a third down and 3. Substitutions now for the Huskies, and officials step in. They have to give time for the defense to make a change when the offense does. Handoff up the gut. Step is going to have the first down. There's nothing magic about that, Terry. Just hand it off, go right up the middle and move the chains.
Smash small football, power up the offensive line of scrimmage. I mean, all those guys, Horton, Murphy, Dorsey, Good, and Leslie. TikTok Leslie making plays, moving people down the field. But after a play like that, you know what's going to happen. They're trying to, Coach Heldon's trying to turn the lights out.
From the shotgun Reed on first down. 144 yards of offense for the Hilltoppers. They've dealt with the short field quite a bit so far tonight. Also had a pick 6 involved. Step again, big hole, midfield and more. Inside the 35 to the 33. Boy, the left side of the offensive line, Good and Leslie getting it done for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I like that, Leslie. TikTok Leslie, and that was a good block on that one.
And another HCU player down back at the 45-yard line.
Man, that was a gaping hole on the left side by Steps. Great, they ran a power, double team with the guards coming around. What a great play.
Zay Smith, a little slow to get up. He's going to walk off on his own, but Western Kentucky on the march again, leading by a score of 24-0. Shirt sleeve crowd on hand in Bowling Green, very comfortable, and the Toppers fans enjoying this one so far. 24-0 Western Kentucky with the lead, and they are accustomed Terry, to scoring a lot of points. When you look under Tyson Helton, this team has scored 40 or more in 17 of the 54 games they have played, with Helton as the head coach. And Reed looking to throw and has a world of time again, all the time in the world. Finds his third receiver, the tight end, knocked out of bounds after the first down with the reception. Boy, he had all the time to survey the field, and River Helms, who had a touchdown catch earlier, his second catch of the night.
Yes, River Helms, what a great play. I mean, especially you running that shallow cross underneath. But now you search your wheel right now and still try to get to the end zone, try to go up the middle of the field.
And there he throws to the sideline. Pass is caught. Messer, touchdown, Western Kentucky. Well, they went for the end zone, didn't go down the middle. They went to the sideline, and Messer went up and got it.
Yeah, they had his choice. He could have picked. I mean, there was wide open streaking down the field, but great read by Reed down the field. And now you can just tell by HCU after that mistake, it's just taking their wheel. And if you just keep driving, I just hope they continue to play and not quit.
So the freshman with his first touchdown reception as a topper. And the extra point is up and good, and Western Kentucky rolling. 21 yards on the touchdown strike from Reed to Messer for Reed, his third touchdown. His number's awfully good. 16 for 19 passing for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it's all toppers so far here in Bowling Green. It's 31-0. So far, all Western Kentucky leading by a score of 31-0. Their last scoring drive, 8 plays, 80 yards.
Yeah, great sitting in the pocket. Way to go get the ball at the highest point. What a great play by Messer.
Makes the catch, and this kickoff will go into the end zone and hit the goal line. And since it hit the goal line, they can declare it down. You know, you can call a fair catch and make the catch inside the 25, and as long as you do, the ball will come out to the 25, but they were lucky that ball got into the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, I like that rule. I mean, you're better off taking it at the 25-yard line anyway, because most of the time you return the ball, you don't get that far out.
Well, HCU has had its issues. They've had penalties. They've given up a pick 6. Had a touchdown, an apparent touchdown reversed on a review. And not only did they not get the touchdown, they lost possession of the football on the play.
And they definitely, they continue to hurt themselves. But if you stay to the course.
Well, option pitch to Dozier goes absolutely nowhere, as well defended coming in. That was Baker for the Toppers, and a tackle and a loss of 5 on the play.
Yes, I mean, if you're going to make that, if Suit's going to make that, you got to be a running threat. That was easy to read the pitch. Just wait on it, because his move was not type of to try. They didn't go for that on defense.
Actually, that was Simpkins who made the tackle. Kendrick Simpson's coming from his strong safety position, made the tackle for the loss of almost 5. Clock is running, still plenty of time to go in this second quarter. 7:20 left in the half. And a whistle will stop play, and I believe HCU called timeout, as they were not happy with the look. They had men coming in late, didn't like what they had, and understanding the situation, went ahead and took the timeout to try to preserve.
I know, Joe, you talked about that earlier about the transfer portal. That's the big thing, is trying to get the personnel lined up. Sometimes they go 10 personnel. Sometimes they go 12 personnel. The first number always represents the running back, and the second number represents the tight end, and the others are receivers with a total of 5.
So 31-0 Western Kentucky. Total offense 198 for Western Kentucky, 93 for HCU. The scoreboard 31-0 in favor of the Hilltoppers, and after the timeout, 2nd and 15 for the Huskies from their 20. Suits, play action fake, rolling right, fires underneath, and I believe it's going to be scooped up off the turf. They're going to say he made the catch. Yes, he did. Wow. Nice job of going down and getting that one by Carl Reynolds.
Great catch by Carl Reynolds, going down low. Suits kept the ball down to where he can only catch the ball. They've been very successful if they keep throwing that middle hook. That's the only thing that's been helping them, because you keep everybody wide, then you have the middle of the field, the hashes to maneuver and move with. Don't change what they've been doing and what they've been successful with doing.
Need a sustained drive here, do the Huskies. They had one earlier and unfortunately turned the ball over right going into the end zone. First down from the 36. Toss sweep running left, well defended. Toppers were right there. Play was turned in. That was Simpkins again coming in and turning that back in toward the middle of the field and running him into Jaquez Evans, who made the tackle.
He definitely kept his contained. It's WKU's speed on defense is way faster. I don't know why they continue to go outside. The only way you're going to have success is through the middle of the field and hook over the ball.
Evans, Defensive Player of the Week in Conference USA from last week's performance. Had a 27-yard touchdown return on a strip sack, along with 7 tackles in the game. Blitz is coming, second down. Suits threw it right into the teeth of the blitz to the tight end. Big gain into WKU territory, down to the 41-yard line to the tight end, Aaron Sotelo.
Aaron Sotelo, really good. What we call on that, great play. I mean, it's called a hot read. The quarterback making sure, like Sotelo, if you look at here, Sotelo kind of hesitates, turn around very quick on a hot read to catch the ball to get upfield. When the blitz vacate, he comes back to the same area.
And there's a player down for the Hilltoppers, and I think I know the number, but I want to make sure, and I believe it's number 6, and that's who it is. It is number 6, and that's TJ Springer, product of Maplewood High School out of Nashville. And good to see him get up and walk off on his own. He was in some pain there for a moment, but able to take himself off the field of play.
And Joe, you said that earlier. When games get out of hand, it gets a little sloppy and guys get hurt. You can't afford to lose a guy like that in situations like this. So we got to just hope they sustain drives and make sure it's a competitive game and no one eases up.
Well, I think he got hit by friendly fire there. I believe that was a teammate that was trying to help make a tackle as well, and they got tied up. First down for the Huskies from the Toppers' 43-yard line. 5:23 to go in this first half. 31-0 Western Kentucky.
And Suits, he's got to take a shot now. He's got to take a shot. This is man-to-man coverage. You got to go for it.
There they go over the middle to the tight end Sotelo again, who just carries a defender inside the 30. They were trying to strip the ball away. Sotelo hanging on and puts his first down to the 27.
Sotelo, we call him the tight end Y. That's stick, banana, Y, hook over the middle.
They've had success going over the middle, but need to get some points on the board, get a little bit of momentum for themselves. Huskies have managed a couple of drives on the night. Suits passing 10 of 13, 125 with an interception. That was a pick 6.
In this formation, they try to run the football because of 2 tight ends.
And Dozier tries to bounce it outside, and he actually finds a way to get it down close to the 20-yard line. And Jaquez Evans wasn't going to let go. He hung on a little longer there.
Dozier. Now we're going rampant. We're just trying to give WKU a taste of their own medicine.
Timeout taken, I believe, by WKU. A 30-second timeout is want to discuss the defense here that's seen HCU move it down the field with one of their best drives of the night so far. We talked about transfers earlier. Both these teams filled with transfers. Western Kentucky, 45% of their roster is transfers.
The rest of the league is like that. It's all about free agency now. You know, back in the day when we played before that you have to sit out a year if you try to leave.
Oh, yeah.
But now you got plays. It's unbelievable how coaches have to be great managers now because guys got to fit in like puzzles.
And think of the transfers between these two schools. You know,
absolutely.
Bailey Zappi,
yes,
came from HCU,
yes,
to Western Kentucky.
Also Stearns.
That's right. Both the Stearns, one of them who's still currently on the team.
That's why the offenses are similar. They're really kind of same to run the same offenses. But now we're starting to run 2 tight ends to get Suits a little bit more protection because you got to eventually, with man-to-man pressure, you got to get the ball out.
Second down, Dozier breaks a couple of tackles, finds his way to the 15-yard line. Good tough running by the freshman and hangs on to the football. As that will move the chains for another first down. Davian Williams with the tackle, but you know, finishing that thought a moment ago, talking about the transfers, Bailey Zappi, of course, and the records he set here. Zach Kitley, who had a great average in yards per game. Jareth Stearns, who had a wonderful career, and then Josh Stearns, who's currently a redshirt sophomore. All transfers from HCU.
Yeah, I mean, they run the same type of offenses, and Dozier's really doing a really good job. He's so low to the ground, he's almost bulldozer.
9 carries, 26 yards so far. He's going to get the handoff again, tried to cut up the middle and got smoked at about the 15-yard line. And I believe leading that charge was number 10, Desmond Baker, the transfer from Rice. Missed all of last season because of injury. Announced his presence right there.
I saw Baker coming in. I mean, the Baker, the earth shaker. He came in there and tried to hit a man and try to take him out. See, when you play football, you got to play football like that. You got to be violent. This is where you can get out there and play that. Even the coaching time. You get in there and see those guys coming to a gap. He really filled that gap that time.
2:50 left in this first half. HCU in the red zone. Taking the snap is Suits, fires in traffic, incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver, and credit the pressure that was brought by the Hilltoppers. That was Upton Stout, the corner on a blitz that got there and forced that throw a little early.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to win. Those receivers have to win one-on-one against WKU corners and Stout. So you got to make a play. You got to make a play for your quarterback in that situation. You got to get open and get open quick.
3rd down and 10 for HCU. Haven't been a lot of 3rd down situations in this game. Huskies are 2 for 3. So is Western Kentucky on 3rd down.
Yeah, Carl Wiggins on the outside, he makes big plays. He got to make a play for his quarterback.
Suits, fires, finds a man. Great catch out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Boy, that's a terrific reception by Reynolds, who reached out and got it and made the play at the 1.
You know what? Just talking about that guy. He makes things happen one-on-one. He made plays last week, and what a great play. He used what's great about it, read a really good route and used his hands and got to the pylon.
Got the feet down and secured the catch. Actually reached for the pylon. They might want to take a look at that. And I believe that's what they're going to do right now, because they're going to call it a touchdown on the field. They're going to say that he got it inside the pylon. They'll take a look at it on official review, and on the first look I got it, I think he got the pylon as well.
Absolutely. That was a sweet catch. Being a formula receiver, I got to give him love on that. He went out there and stretched out and got to the pylon. We talked about him doing it last week, and I'm glad Reynolds was able to get the ball tonight.
We didn't see a demonstrative call by the officials there at the goal line. They called it officially a touchdown on the field. So now to overturn it, they'll have to have conclusive evidence that it's not. The question is, was the left foot in bounds before he reached for the pylon?
Yes, I think he got there. It looks really close. If you look at this replay, got it in there. He was in the air with the other foot.
Yeah, the only question to me is whether the left foot touched the sideline or not, and I don't think they're going to have a conclusive look to say it did or did not.
I agree with you, Joe. Absolutely.
This would be a big boost for HCU to get on the board.
On field of a touchdown is confirmed.
And they confirm it as a touchdown. I think they got it right with the review, and a great catch rewarded with Reynolds' effort, and the touchdown gets the Huskies on the board.
Yeah, Reynolds just repeating what he did last week. I mean, but you got to make a play for your quarterback when it's time to. And he was not a wide receiver, he was a wide retriever when you bring that dog bone back to your quarterback.
Fedor on for the extra point. And his kick is up, and it is good. So HCU, with 2:36 left in the half, gets on the board for the first time. That was much needed. And now from the other side of that, if you're the Huskies, your defense, you're asking, just hold. Do not allow the Toppers on the board again. Let's get to the locker room with a little bit of mo on our side.
Yeah, yes, Joe. I mean, I believe that. But what's great about that is you gave at least the defense some rest. The offense played defense that time. At least gave them an opportunity to sit and rest and have some Gatorade, water, and go over a few plays, because they were on the field the entire first half.
Yeah, that's by far their best drive. 10 plays, 75 yards for HCU. The touchdown pass, 14 yards. Suits to Reynolds. That's the 3rd touchdown pass of the season for Suits. 2nd touchdown reception of the year for Reynolds, and makes it 31-7.
What's amazing with Coach Tony La Russa with WKU has got his hands team out there because he feels that he tricked HCU. They're going to try to return the favor, but I don't think they will.
Elijah Young back deep to receive the kickoff, and he will get it at the 1-yard line, bounced it off his shoulder pad, picks it up at the 5, and he's going to be hammered at about the 11-yard line. So that was kind of messed up from the start once it was bobbled and mishandled, so Western will start backed up inside their own 15-yard line.
First, when you try to catch the ball, especially a kickoff return, you don't catch it with your hands going forward like up in the air, flipped over. You have to make sure you cradle in within your body.
They'll mark it at the 12 officially. So Austin Reed, 16 for 19 passing, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. His quarterback rating, if you were in the NFL with this rating,
it's ridiculous.
Make a lot of money. 194.7.
Oh my goodness, and he's going to try to score again.
Well, on the delay, the handoff steps right up the middle across the 20 to about the 23, a gain of 11 yards. Now let's see, they're going to mark it right at the line to gain, which was the 22, but that is going to be enough to move the chains.
They look like Elijah Young.
Coming near side pass caught on the sideline at about the 28-yard line. That was Elijah Young with a rush. You are correct on that. His carry.
Oh, the safeties are low. Here we go down the middle. I can see they're vulnerable here.
3 receivers to the right. Rush is coming and getting that ball away. I believe that's a lateral. It's going to be picked up by the running back, who's going to be tackled back of the 21-yard line. As that ball was picked up all the way back, and I believe that ball was thrown backward. I believe that was an active ball, and Elijah Young picked it up.
Yeah, I think that would have been a fumble. So I like the life in HCU. Now they're coming back. They're starting to play a little bit. They feel like they scored a touchdown. Defense got a little rest. They're back in the game, and they're pursuing the ball now.
I wondered about a timeout here if you're HCU. They didn't use it. 3rd and 11. 2 wide to each side for the Toppers. Rush is coming. Reed fires underneath, incomplete. Bounced off the left shoulder pad of his intended receiver. That was Holiday. And that will stop the clock. Force a punting situation with 1:13 left.
Yeah, that gives HCU some life on that. They're coming around a little bit, but Holiday's got to make that catch, though. I mean, when the ball touches your pads, it's always your enemy. You got to use your hands at all times when you're a receiver.
Tom Ellard out of Melbourne, Australia. How many punters now in college football, heck, in pro football, are from Australia?
Yeah, I mean, because the turnover, that rugby style, is difficult to handle.
Ellard averaging over 43 yards per punt so far. McMillan back deep for HCU, standing at his own 35. Left-footed kicker boots this one high, not too deep. It's going to bounce at the 45, take a Toppers roll inside the 40, and out of bounds at about the 38. But HCU gets it back with 1:02 left in the half and a couple of timeouts in their pocket.
It's very interesting with 1:02 left. You have plenty of time. Steps can take. I mean, Suits can take his time, get together with the coaches on the sideline, be patient, and go into halftime with something positive.
Total offense is evened up a bit. 214 for Western Kentucky, 173 now for HCU. Time of possession is in favor of the Huskies, 15:35 to 13:23, but you have to remember Western had the short field a couple of times, had a pick 6 for a score, so all those things factor into time of possession.
And you have to take a shot. I mean, if WKU is going to be this tight and play man-to-man like up top, you got to try to get the ball deep.
Blitz coming on 1st down. They'll fire over the middle. Pass caught midfield. That'll be enough for the 1st down on the catch. And the reception by Alvin Edney, the senior transfer from Alcorn State. HCU wants to go quickly.
They're setting them up for that double move. Over
Rush
the middle.
is coming. Suits fires underneath, batted away. Good recovery there defensively for Western. That was Rome Weber, the transfer from Wyoming, who got a hand in there and swatted it away.
Yeah, Suits just took a lot of time, but have you noticed now when you spread them out, we talked about earlier with the hash to hash is basically open, and I guess that's the ideal of their offense. And eventually they're going to try a deep pass, especially on the short side. I am surprised the double move is not taking place when you have safety so down low.
48 seconds left in the half. 2nd down and 10. Suits steps up. Rush coming from behind. He's going to be dropped. He's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Coming on pursuit was number 59. That's Sebastian Benjamin who got in there for the tackle. Let's see if it's going to be credited as a sack. Timeout's going to be taken by HCU with the ball at midfield. And 41 seconds left in the half. Suits tried to step up and avoid the contact, but couldn't feel it coming from behind.
And from all the way, but that was a great pursuit, never quit. I like the energy, though. Constant pressure. Whenever you get in, you got to continue to get in there, because Coach Summers is rotating players now. If you noticed on defense, a lot of the younger guys are starting to get, some of the backups are starting to get in there and get some plays in there.
Technically, it's ruled no gain, so it's not a tackle for loss or a sack. It's ruled no gain on the play.
Unfortunate for that young guy.
It's like,
you want to
yard.
get your stat, man. You got to get in there and get something out there.
Give me half a yard and a sack. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and 10.
You know, there's still 2 down territory.
HCU 1 timeout remaining. 3rd and 10 for the Huskies. Empty backfield. Blitz coming. Suits avoids it. Steps up. Now got to run. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. Dives, first down. Great individual effort by Colby Suits to move the chains inside the 40.
Yeah, Suits had a little wiggle, though. I mean, kind of made a couple people miss, and he had on his best suit. Nice play, nice move, way to use his legs and make things happen down the field. So they're getting a little momentum with 33 seconds left in the half.
An interesting decision to use the timeout here. HCU utilizes their last time out of the half now with 33 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have got back on the line of scrimmage and kind of, you know, first down anyway. And you just would have had second down. 33 seconds. At the most, maybe you have, I don't think you have a full 3 plays anyway.
Well, there's all kinds of options there. You go up and spike the football, or you throw a quick out, you know, take it out of bounds. But instead, they opted to call the timeout, set their offense. They're in the middle of really their second good drive in a row offensively. And boy, a score here. You talk about some momentum going to the locker room. The Huskies would certainly have it.
And what's difficult about that, you need about 14 seconds to get set up for a field goal. And I don't know how you can do that without a timeout.
5 wide here, empty backfield. On first down, Suits fires far sideline. Nice back shoulder throw and catch. That will be enough for the first down to the 27. They'll stop the clock and move the chains.
Spike it. You got to spike it here. You got to spike it.
Sherfield with the catch, and there's the spike that you called for, Terry, and that stops the clock with 25 seconds left in the half.
So this will be a great momentum going into, like we talked about it. I mean, that's a different atmosphere, a different approach. If you score here, you can really rally behind your guys and tell them, you got the second half. You guys gave up a lot, but if you can score here, even if you get 3 out of here, let's get something.
Same offensive set for the Huskies. They'll go 5 wide again, empty backfield on second down and 10 after the spike stopped the clock.
And I'm surprised that WKU is going man-to-man. So if you beat one man, I mean, that's a touchdown.
Penalty flags come as the snap was about to be executed. Now we're going to huddle, and Suits is going to stand in there and try to listen as well.
Yeah, Coach Summers at WKU was about to bring another NCAA blitz.
Delay of game, defense, disconcerting signals, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Interesting. So Western is called for, I guess, simulating the signals at the line of scrimmage.
Delay of game, yes. Yeah, because they try to get advantage when you bring in pressure.
So second down and 5 now. 25 seconds left before intermission.
Okay, now he went back to zone, back to the zone, so he's not bringing pressure like he did before.
3-man defensive front. Suits stands in, has time, fires to the end zone, pass into the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Oh, a tremendous catch, a great battle, and there is Carr Reynolds again, who was blanketed defensively and found a way to get it.
Yeah, Reynolds is, we call for Reynolds to make step up. If you're going to be a receiver on this team, you're going to get him back in. He's trying to wheel his team back in to make things happen.
Now there is a penalty flag down back where the catch was made. Well, that's a terrific play.
A way to go up and use his hands. That's an ESPN highlight tape.
So we're waiting for what the call was.
It was on Reynolds after celebration.
Maybe that the touchdown is going to stand, and that's what the discussion is with the Western bench.
Hey, but Joe, I'm okay with that as a coach. I want you to bring something to the table. You're getting beat by 31 points. They got to bring some swag and kind of open up the team a little bit.
So an interesting decision here. They're going to go ahead and assess. You have the opportunity. You could either take it on the extra point or take it on the kickoff.
Yes.
They're going to bring it back and do it on the extra point. So now the point after is a 35-yard extra point attempt. Fedor, the kicker, has the leg, has the distance, and has the accuracy. So HCU, once down 31-0, little momentum here late in the second quarter with 19 seconds left before halftime. It's now 31-14.
Yeah, you gave him life. I mean, and that's what we was expecting Reynolds to step up, and he stepped up in a big way. What a great catch over the corner on both plays. Used his hands. Now he's making it happen. Now they believe that they can win. They can play.
Reynolds, 6 catches, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the night, and we're still in the first half.
Yeah, Reynolds, you know how we say, oh, hey, mama, there goes that man.
He made a great play in coverage. He was actually pretty well covered in the end zone, but just made the play, turned around, and got his hands up, as you said, high-pointed it and took it away. And now with 19 seconds left, you have 2 options here if you're HCU. You can squib it to try to prevent a return or just try to kick it out of the end zone.
And there he goes. I mean, he showboated and twisted, but that wasn't really a penalty. I don't know what. That's not that bad. Let the man play. Let him go. He scored a touchdown. They only have 2 touchdowns, so they're back in the game, so you give them some type of momentum.
This is going to be a line drive that's going to bound and go through the end zone, so Western will get it at the 25. Toppers do have 2 timeouts remaining. It'll be interesting to see what Tyson Helton elects to do here with 19 seconds left before halftime.
Yeah, I believe 19 seconds, forget about it. I mean, just go into halftime. You got a 17-point lead and just, stick with that and tell them to regroup. But also with HCU side, they know that they can score. So that's dangerous. The last 2 scores, they have put points up.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be that safety possession now. They call it a victory formation at the end of the game, but this is just to run this out safely before halftime. And taking the snap and taking a knee is Reed. But HCU has gotten themselves back into this game with 2 second-quarter touchdowns.
Yeah, about the same like Reynolds. I mean, again, a receiver and the connection with Suits. I mean, maybe they have something there. They start throwing the ball over the middle, too.
That was the big adjustment. You talked about that. They spread the field. They started throwing down the middle and found some success offensively. And at halftime here in Western Kentucky, we've got a game. It's the Hilltoppers 31 and HCU 14. Wonderful night here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We thought we would see some points on the board between these 2 teams. We have certainly seen that. Western Kentucky leading 31-14 over HCU. As we take a look at some of the highlights in a high-scoring first half, and certainly for HCU, you see the defense with Western Kentucky creating the fumble in the short field.
Yes, those outside blitzes. I mean, that makes a huge difference in getting it out there.
Touchdown pass to the tight end Helms, and that put Western Kentucky on the board. Their opening drive, they only had to go 27 yards. Then following up, another touchdown pass, this one on a beautiful one to Messer, on the outside to Blue Smith for the catch.
Yeah, that was a blown coverage on that one.
And this is the pick 6. Upton Stout taking it coast to coast.
Yeah, they disguised that coverage and messed them up on that one.
Boy, and at this point, it just seemed to be Western going down here. There's Messer with a great catch off the throw from Reed. And it looked like this was going to be all Toppers. It was 31-0, but HCU had a little answer.
And that was Messer's first touchdown, too.
Great reverse by Reynolds. This ball was stripped. Originally, it was ruled a touchdown. The review said nope, stripped, and a touchback instead.
Yeah, but I like about Reynolds, he stayed tough with it. He just got to secure that ball on that.
And he showed it here with an answer on the catch, and this time leaning for the pylon and getting it there.
And twinkle toes. He got a little dance in him. So you think you can dance?
He certainly showed it there. And then the answer again, this is a great catch in traffic. Reynolds with his second touchdown, 110 yards receiving in the first half.
He just wanted that ball more than the corner on that one. And he's willing his way in on this one. I like that. I mean, I like Reynolds, how he's taking over and getting to make a stance now.
So you look at the stats in the first half, passing yardage now 184 to 138 in favor of HCU. Rushing yardage 74-45 in favor of the Toppers. So total offense is relatively even overall. First downs are even, third downs pretty even. Time of possession relatively even. Turnovers, the big difference.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Turnovers will kill you. 3-0, that makes a huge difference. And you know what? Turnovers on scores too. I mean, the WKU immediately scored after those turnovers.
Yeah, one of those created the short field, the 27-yard field. The other was the pick six that took one all the way back. So as we get set for the second half, Western Kentucky leads 31-14. Just about set for the second half from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Joe Fisher, Terry Obie with you. 31-14, Hilltoppers with the lead, but the Huskies of HCU gained a little bit of momentum. They scored the final two touchdowns of that first half to make this one a game again at 31-14. And you mentioned both locker rooms, I would imagine, Terry, probably pretty animated at halftime.
Yes, and Coach Helton, you think about it, with WKU is seeing these players, I can imagine what he's saying, and I don't know if it was very pleasant because he wants them to come out the second half and do this. So it's going to be interesting. This drive will dictate what's going to happen in the rest of this game.
Western Kentucky will get the football to open the second half. Elijah Young back deep to receive the kick. As number 26, Dylan Fedor, will put the ball in the air. Off the tee, this one is returnable. Young will field it at the 2. No, he's going to let it go. He stood there and thought second about it and then let it go. So the Toppers will start from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen because on that last kickoff, HCU was running like their hair on fire. I don't know what that, coaches say that hair is on fire. If your hair was on fire, that would be a really big problem, but they was running like like madmen.
Well, Rodney Dansby leads the defense here for the Huskies, and he's going to try to lead a charge against Austin Reed, who had an excellent first half, 17 for 21 passing, 138 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yes, Dansby's got to step up in a big way.
First down for the Toppers from the 25. Handoff, tailback, maybe a yard. That's about all. Irvin Poindexter tackled for a very short gain on first down.
Yeah,
good defense in the middle there for HCU. Caleb Flagg, the safety, coming up to make the stop.
Yeah, Caleb Flagg. You can see the energy a little bit. They're feeling their way a little bit. So WKU's got to establish the run.
2nd and 9. HCU makes the substitution. Once Western Kentucky made a substitution, the defense has to be allowed to counter it, and they are. Reed to throw. Late blitz is coming. Reed over the middle, finds a man, caught to midfield into HCU territory, and that is Messer. And boy, that was a great job by the offensive line as Reed had plenty of time and threw a strike.
Yeah, Messer, nice choice route. That was more of like, that was a good route by him. And Joe, that was one of your favorites from the beginning.
So Reed to throw again. Little jump pass, gets it in the middle, inside the 40, spinning for a first down to the 35-yard line on the catch made by Irvin Poindexter. Tackle made there by Cash, the safety, but another first down for the Toppers.
You know, if statistics hold true, here is Coach, they're looking to check with me right now to see what's going to take place. When they double behind each other, they love to throw that ball over hooks over the middle or try to put the pressures on the safeties and try to score.
You see 2 receivers lined up, one behind the other on each side, right on the numbers. First down from the HCU 35. Western moving quickly. Keeping after the fake handoff. Rush is coming, and just throw that one to the feet of the receiver as Reed, I think, a little frustrated. He had 2 receivers in the same place, and I believe he's saying one of you guys is not supposed to be there.
Yes, I mean, that was a good halftime adjustment by HCU on defense. They read that all the way. When you double stack those receivers, they come in, he's sprinting out to one of the receiver side.
Smith and Hutchinson were right beside each other, and Reed, you could see, he threw it into the turf and then said, he started waving his hands like, you went to the wrong place. One of the guys did. 2nd and 10.
So now the safety's starting to creep. They start to creep down. They're going to try to get the ball downfield.
Empty backfield. He looked left, comes right. They try a little quick screen to the right. Well defended by HCU. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. Hutchinson with the catch. Dansby there to make the tackle. And that brings up 3rd and 7 now for the Toppers.
Yeah, KD has a lot of, they call him KD. He has a lot of wiggle. But again, when you have 2-by-2, mean 2 receivers on each side, they love the crossing routes in this situation.
3rd and 7 for the Hilltoppers. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter, 31-14, WKU with the lead. Reed simulates the snap, then they check the sideline. Now HCU making an adjustment on their sideline. On 3rd down, give tailback right side, bounces off a tackler, stays on his feet, gets the 1st down. As a helmet comes off an HCU defender who's complaining that it was ripped off his head. Josh Ferguson's going to have to come out of the game for a play. Big gain on 3rd down for the Toppers.
Yes, Poindexter, but I'm a little concerned. Make sure he holds that football. Keep that ball tucked to his body, because that's little, you make you a little bit nervous on that.
You know, a lot of times when they're going for that second effort, that ball gets exposed. That time he was able to hang on. 1st down for Western from the 25.
And Western is starting to get the tight ends back into the game, if you notice that, though. So we're starting to catch the ball a little bit and see what happens with Helms.
Empty backfield. From the gun, Reed. Steps back, fires a crossing route, complete, 20, 15, leaps to the 10, 9, 1st and goal, Western. Pass complete to Blue Smith on a cross underneath. Reed waited, it bought time and found it.
Yeah, Blue Smith looked like a track star on that when he hurdled over a player.
Dansby got out there again, but 1st and goal for Western.
Yeah, with this big line, you run that football, you go power. They're looking at power here.
Reed from the gun. Again, now they'll set up and look to the line quickly just to confirm what they want to run. Reed is going to keep, turn up maybe about the 7, and that's about all, as HCU was not really fooled on that play. Isaiah Cash, the safety, up to lead the defense.
Yeah, Cash really good with keeping contained on that one. Very well respected. Good defense on that. They starting to tighten down here. They bend, don't break, but they got to get a little bit more momentum and get there, get physical, because this drive right here is really important to determine the rest of this game.
Xavier McIntyre, also the linebacker, in there to help with that tackle. 2nd down and goal from the 7. This drive has taken about 4.5 minutes. Quick pass. Messer inside the 5, hammered down at about the 2.5-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Messers is having probably one of his best games. You know, 1st touchdown of the year, you know, of his career here, and now he's starting to make some plays now. Coach Helton on the sideline is challenging them to make sure they get in the end zone. No field goal, but in the end zone.
Julius Davis with the tackle for the Huskies. Now substitutions coming from both sides. Now the play clock continues to run during this time, so by the time everybody gets set, the play clock is inside 10. It's actually at 7 right now. 3rd and goal. Reed's going to keep it. Try to find his way through the middle, push to the goal line. Did he get in? They're going to say yes. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. The big body at 6'2", 220 from the senior, just enough to break the plane.
Yes, and you got to give all that credit to that offensive line with that big push on the right-hand side. They moved a lot of people. A lot of real estate was moved and plowed to get the running back in the end zone.
That was Reed's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And he's showing a little emotion over there on the sideline. That was a much-needed answer for the Toppers after going into the locker room giving up 2 touchdowns at the end of the 2nd quarter.
And a captain like he is, he decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and score myself. In other words, Reed made a great read.
Extra point by Carnero is up and good. So Western opens with a scoring drive of just over 5 minutes. 38-14, Western Kentucky leads HCU. 9:43 left in the third from Bowling Green. Well, Western Kentucky opened up the third quarter with an impressive drive. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5:17 off the clock. Austin Reed did it himself with the rushing touchdown to make it now 38-14. After HCU had scored the final 2 touchdowns of the first half to kind of make it a game, Western comes out of the locker room and says, nope, we're going to reassert things.
Exactly. I mean, like you said that going into halftime, Joe. When Coach Helton saw that, you know what he was saying in that locker room. I'm glad we wasn't in there.
This kickoff is returnable, but it is bobbled and going to be pounced on at about the 9-yard line. It went right through the hands. I believe that was Dozier back trying to field that, and it was recovered. I believe that was number 4 that got on it in the coverage. That was Darian Sherfield who got there and preserved the possession. That would have been a disaster for the Huskies.
Very much so. I mean, like earlier in the game, the first quarter, it started with a great drive and a huge turnover. That would have been a huge problem there.
Well, the negative is now HCU starts backed up at their own 9-yard line. Total offense 287 for Western, 229 for HCU.
And they found something too. They're going to bigger personnel. They're going to 2 tight ends, meaning 12 personnel. But they should continue to steal hook over the football.
Edney comes on very late at wide receiver, and now a whistle is going to stop play. There's the penalty flag. I believe that's going to be an illegal substitution call.
16, half the distance to go, still first down.
Delay of game. They were waiting for Edney to get into the game and get in position, and by the time he did, the clock ran out.
Man, he forgot he was playing. He's got to get out there and be accountable and responsible for what's going on. But with these wide splits, I mean, if WKU continues, the defense runs the same thing, you got to just run and have a hook over the football. Stay in the middle. It's open for you.
So it walks it back inside the 5-yard line. Oh, a great run and cut it on his way 20, 25, 30 to the 32-yard line on the carry. And I believe that is Valenzuela with the carry. That is Jesse Valenzuela, a junior, with his first carry of the night. And he pushes it out of trouble all the way out to the 32.
Yeah, great push by the up front line. You know, that was really good. HCU's line on the right-hand side with those big fellas up there plowing down the field.
It's Hay, Hazimi, and Walter getting it done. First down from the 32-yard line after that carry of 27 yards. They're going to try Valenzuela again. This time he's going to run into traffic, maybe get a yard. And that's about all. Good pressure defensively. And that was Jaquez Evans out there to help lead the charge for the Hilltoppers. Gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, there's no way you could block more than what, I mean, you can't block that many. There was an extra man in there, so you had to get that ball out immediately because WKU brought a lot of pressure on that play.
This is about as wide a split as you will see receiver-wise. HCU has receivers outside the numbers on both sides.
Yeah, and it puts so much pressure, especially on your safeties, though. You beat the inside receiver and you open, like the safety vacating now. If he gets out quick, he could be a big play.
Western showed the blitz, pass is caught, but the tackle is going to be made immediately for a short gain. Forward progress they're going to give him all the way up to the, well, I've got one official at the 38, another official at the 39. Let's see where they're going to put it. They're going to put it at the 39, so that'll bring up third down at about 3.
Yeah, so that's manageable. But again, Reynolds is staying really tight with great slant route to make sure he crosses the DB's face and that he wouldn't be able to pick the ball off. Great catch.
Reynolds with the reception. Johnson with the coverage. Brings up third down and 3 for the Huskies. Clock is running. 7:35 to go in this third quarter. 38-14 Hilltoppers.
Here's another Saul blitz.
And immediately shut down. Valenzuela got the handoff, and boy, shooting the gap. Baker was there, and a penalty flag comes down. A little late, maybe some celebration. This could be interesting.
I think that was a penalty on HCU there. Oh, met him in what a great play. Met him in the hole, man. Helmet to helmet. I'm surprised that He lowered that helmet on that one, but a great hit, great tackle.
So now
Baker.
the discussion if this penalty flag certainly came after the play.
It looked like one of the linemen had extracurricular activity on that one.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 82. This 15-yard penalty, 4th down. This is number
So it
82's
is on
first unsportsmanlike
HCU.
conduct penalty of the game.
It's called on, they said on 82, who is Vontrell Sanders, who was a wide receiver. If he was in the game, that was his first appearance, but nonetheless, that penalty walks it all the way back to the 21.
Yeah, if that was a receiver, that was a big receiver. That's a big boy. They might have got that wrong number, maybe.
So 4th and long. Punt is away. Near the sideline is going to bounce. We'll take a little bit of an HCU roll and then kick out of bounds at about the 42-yard line where Western Kentucky will start first down. So the defense makes a stand for the Toppers. The penalty, a big help there to back it up. Toppers with the football, 6:59 left in the third, 38-14 WKU. Austin Reed ready to lead his troops back out there again. 38-14 Western Kentucky with the lead. How good has this guy been? Well, you look in this particular game, 22 of 27 for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. You go back to last year, Terry, and you look at his stats last year, 4,746 yards passing and 40 touchdowns.
Yes, I mean, I think he led the country in passing last year. So, but I'm sitting on the sideline here. Look at Suits is over there trying to rally his troops too, so they believe they're back in this game.
So first down for the Toppers from their own 42-yard line. Handoff, tailback is hit immediately. Boy, good pressure defensively getting in there to make a quick tackle defensively. That was Jalix Hunt who got in and made the tackle after a very short gain.
Yeah, what a great form tackle by Jalix Hunt. I mean, make sure he was on the hunt that play. He was very physical at the point of contact.
Another transfer in this game, transfer from Cornell. Gain of about a half a yard on the play. Second down with the ball at the 42-yard line.
But with great tackle by Hunt, it's all about whoever run their feet the fastest. He got to the point very quick.
Messer in motion right to left. Reed going to swing pass to the far side. HCU's got it covered, so now trying to reverse and come the other way is Stepp, and he is drilled for a loss all the way back to the 37. Tremendous pursuit by the Huskies defense there to make the tackle. Leading the way, Isaiah Cash with a host of teammates right there. Excellent defense.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, they're pursuing. They're very physical. They're not quitting on everything. And I like how they have a wholesale here with defense, because now it's a long time. 3rd down and 15. You just got to make sure you don't have any mistakes by Reed. But at the same time, HCU needs a turnover at this point.
So very active Huskies defense here. 3rd down and 15. In the gun, 3 wide left, 1 right. Reed to throw, fires quick inside slant is incomplete, and Messer made a business decision there. He did not go for that one because he saw a safety coming.
Yes, I mean, Messer had what we call alligator arms. The arms got real short on that one. That safety had a beat on him, and I don't think he wanted any parts of that. I mean, he figured he can play the next series. Don't take that shot, buddy.
So Ellard on to punt for Western Kentucky. This has not been the strongest suit for HCU. They've had a couple of muffs and bobbles on attempted returns tonight. This is McMillan, who called for the fair catch and then was hit. There's the penalty flag. That'll be one of the easiest flags you get as McMillan. Now, Terry, he waited to make the call. He ran under it, waved late, but he was clearly hit before he had an opportunity to make the catch.
You know what? You're right about that, but the main thing, Joe, is that you still got to give him like a 5-yard rule. You got to give him room to catch the ball regardless.
The kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot.
That's a pretty easy call on the kicking team on, I believe that was Rome Weber who was down there on the coverage and got there a little early, and then it was well sold by McMillan as well, who made sure that he drew the flag.
Yeah, Weber's on the sideline, and it's difficult right now. He's kind of by himself. No one's talking to him.
Crowd enjoying a very comfortable evening here in Bowling Green. Joe Fisher, Terry Obie with you. It is 38-14, Western Kentucky leading HCU with 5:18 left in the third quarter. Huskies with the ball first down from their own 37-yard line. Suits with the give to the tailback Dozier. He'll get the corner, get the 45, hit hard, but he'll have a first down with forward progress to the 48-yard line. Young man is a freshman, but he runs hard. Transfer from TCU.
Yeah, very low, like a bowling ball. I mean, outside, they call that outside zone. And you got to make sure you attack the perimeter, and they're doing a great job on the outside zone.
So Dozier with the carry, a gain of 11 and a first down. Dozier 11 carries, 38 yards on the evening. First down from the 48-yard line. Quick pass to the near side, caught across midfield into Western Kentucky territory as the reception's made by Darian Sherfield. And for Sherfield, that is for him on the night, his third reception.
Yeah, Sherfield, it's good by recognizing that blitz on the corner blitz, meaning cat. And he looked very quick because he was the hot read, meaning that he's got to look very, very quick to get the ball before the corner hits the quarterback.
I guess a lot of times the key for the quarterback, if he can read where the blitz is coming from, you throw into that place where the blitz comes from and it's open.
Exactly. That's why they say throw it into the teeth of the blitz, right at it.
Second down and 7. Handoff, Dozier will try it right up the gut. He'll push it down to about the 43, and I think he's a little frustrated he didn't get more. You can tell when he gets up, he got tripped up and thought there was more to get there.
Yes, I think HCU is starting to see, the Huskies starting to see a lot of things up front. The right guard is doing much better. Walters is making things happen on that side.
Boy, Aaron Key just got a shoestring and was able to upend him there. 3rd and 1 for the Huskies. Bobbled snap. It's going to be picked up, I believe, Dozier. As Suits was trying to hand it to Dozier, they miscommunicated. That's 3 or 4 times tonight they've had an issue like that, and that now brings up a 4th down decision. And it looks like they're going to punt it away. I'm a little surprised here.
I'm surprised at that too, though, with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, and you only have a short field to go. You got to go for it. I mean, you're down that many points. You got to make that happen. You got to go for it, unless they're going to try to have a fake here.
Or try to draw Western off sides on the snap. It is 4th and 3, but they are going to punt it away. Bolron puts the nose of the football down, the little end-over-end kick fielded at the 13-yard line on the punt return fielded by Hutchinson, where Western will start first down from there. But again, with the score 38-14 and being on the plus side of the field, I'm a little bit surprised by that decision.
Very surprised at that, but again, mishaps, mistakes caused them to be in a bad situation, and I guess the coach didn't want them to be in that worse of a situation, make it worse.
So here comes Austin Reed again, 22 of 28, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. You know they like their primary focus of the Western Kentucky offense is throwing the football. They probably would like to do it 3 out of 4 plays. But with this lead, do you start to see more of a run game just to run the clock a little bit?
Yeah, you have to start running the ball because you got to establish your will, or really short throws.
And that's what they come out with, the quick pass on first down. The reception made by number 80, that is Xavier Capers, his 2nd reception of the night, and a gain of about 7. But that shows with Reed, what a strong arm. That is a long throw to make, and he made it with no problem.
Extremely long throw. And you know what? Have you noticed that some of the top receivers are out? I don't think we have seen Malachi Corley or Dalvin Smith all game.
There was a face mask penalty called on HCU. The penalty flag is all the way back in the end zone, as a matter of fact, but the penalty is called, and I believe they got on the tackle, Judas McKenzie, number 10. And so that's going to move it up to the 35-yard line, and the penalty and a first down. That is 8 penalties on HCU tonight.
And that's not good. And you know what? WKU is going to try to pound the football and establish their will. So HCU's got to make sure they're physical up at the point of attack.
Elijah Young is in at the tailback spot. They fake the give to him. Quick pass to Messer. He'll only get a couple as he's forced out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Good pursuit. Caleb Flagg, the safety there, to help make the tackle.
Yes, Messer is having his highlight day tonight. 6 catches for 70 yards. I mean, he is really doing it with 1 touchdown, and he's not really usually in the offense that much.
Yeah, he's had a big night so far. Had a couple of very nice catches. HCU will make a substitution again. Western makes the personnel change, so HCU will take the option to do the same on the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 8. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Reed against a 3-man rush. Fires to the near sideline, caught, but actually only going to gain a couple of yards on the reception by Blue Smith. By the time Smith caught it, there was nowhere he could go except just take it out of bounds.
Yeah, but Huskies going to have to put more pressure. They're rushing 3-man. And there's no way you let Austin Reed stand back there and have lunch and have dinner and figure out what he wants to do, have seconds and everything. That's too much time back there.
Clock is running, 1:42 left in the 3rd quarter. Western Kentucky leading HCU 38-14. Huskies make the substitution again. And I believe timeout taken by the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, that was good by the Huskies there. They went to a 4-man front instead of 3-man. That's good. They want to put more pressure on the quarterback.
So Western takes the timeout. Interesting, HCU, as you can see over on the sidelines, even though it's a 38-14 game, not totally happy with what's going on for the Hilltoppers. But you look at HCU, they're going to make a trip back here to this area again next week. They play at UT Martin.
Oh, they figured they might as well just stay for the week. That's a long trip to go back and forth there. But I guess they have to go back to school.
And of course, for Western Kentucky next week, Columbus, Ohio, to take on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. You had to wonder coming into this game how focused the Hilltoppers would be. You come off a nice opening win against a good South Florida team. Then you've got a Houston Christian team rolling in that people don't know a whole lot about. And then you've got that trip to Ohio State looming ahead of you. I had to wonder where the Toppers' minds might be right now.
Yeah, I can see where it's going because some of the receivers and some of the there's a lot of guys not playing tonight. That other weapons that they have that they're not playing, so it might be giving guys rest.
Give on the delay and a short gain. Tremendous defensive recovery by Hunt there, the senior transfer from Cornell, who chased that down from the weak side for a gain and brings up 4th down and forces the punt now.
I'm impressed with Hunt coming in. He has turned the dial up and making some plays and excited and making plays for his defense. And like we said, Hunt is on the hunt. He's a lion out there right now and very physical at the point of attack.
So Ellard on to punt. Deep man standing back near the 15-yard line. Ellard ranges to his left. He thought about taking off but did not. Just kicks it a mile high and not very long, and it's going to bounce near the 25, go laterally, be down at about the 23-yard line. So that's where HCU will take over with less than a minute to go in quarter number 3. So Austin Reed will return. 25 of 31 passing, 211 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the night.
And you look at it, the biggest rusher on WKU's offense, on offense is 45 yards rushing. But, the big thing is Suits has got to make sure he gets the ball down the field. He don't have time to run the football. He's got to get the ball in the air.
Looking to throw on 1st down, fires underneath, pass is broken up. Boy, right there about the time the pass got there defensively was Anthony Johnson Jr., the transfer from West Florida. He got there to the receiver the same time the ball did.
Yeah, like we said, Joe, you're right. This has been pass happy. The leading rusher is 42 yards and 42 yards by Dozier and 45 by Stepp. So now Suits is in a position to where they got to catch the ball to catch up.
Suits 16 of 22 passing for 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They ran the option. He keeps and turns up to the 25 and only gains a couple, so that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Suits, you're not a dual threat quarterback. I don't get that. No one is fooled with that speed, though. So they got to make sure you have another. That's a big guy. He's very physical, but on the option, he's not really that big of a threat.
Wheeler in there to help with the tackle. Stout, the sophomore defensive back, as we have reached the final play of quarter number 3. 15 left to go here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and the Hilltoppers with the advantage as we head to quarter number 4. From Bowling Green, it's Western Kentucky 38, and HCU 14 as we head to the final 15 minutes. We head to the fourth quarter at Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers leading HCU by a score of 38-14. Total offense basically even, 288-281. Passing 211-194. Rushing 87-77. The big two differences in this game, HCU 3 big turnovers and 9 costly penalties.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge difference. But right now, Sweets, I mean, last week when they went to Arkansas, they went deep. You got to take the ball deep.
And they take a shot, and they'll hit it at the 39-yard line. The completion going out of bounds. Darian Sherfield, who's had a nice night. And with the catch, that is reception number 4 for him and a big conversion on third down.
Yeah, I mean, they have not, you think about it, the whole game, they have not been able to get the ball deep like they normally would on these. It makes the throws very hard, so far outside the hashes.
Suits has thrown for almost 200 yards. Western brings the blitz. Tackle made as they tried to run right into the teeth of that blitz. And the Hilltoppers were having none of it.
Yeah, they call a cross dog. And that's with the Sam and the wheel, they cross positions. And one goes to the opposite A-gap, the other one goes to the other A-gap. And that was a really good blitz.
I believe that was Deontay McCray that made that tackle for a loss of a yard. For the Hilltoppers, brings up second down and 11. Just underway, fourth quarter. HCU trying to make a game of it here. Here comes the safety blitz. Suits rolling, being chased. Fires to the sideline, almost intercepted. Anthony Johnson Jr. went for it. It was about knee-high, Terry, and he just could not hang on.
Yeah, Johnson, Suits on the roll, threw him a pick right in his hands. But you know the old saying, that is that why DBs play that position, because they used to be receivers? I don't think so, but he almost had it. Great pursuit, win a good situation.
Well, he read it well. He had it read, certainly just could not make the play. 3rd and 11 now for the Hilltoppers, who've turned up the wick a little bit defensively on that line. They have brought the blitz on the last couple of occasions.
And you got one-on-one up top with Reynolds. I'm surprised he doesn't take a shot here.
Well,
get the ball up quick.
Moving around defensively. They're going to send it to him. There is contact. There's the flag. They got tied up. Reynolds basically created it, Terry. He turned into the defender and created the contact.
Yeah, Reynolds is one of your go-to guys. And man-to-man, Reynolds, you remember he had the penalty. He felt like he was disrespected if you got one-on-one with a cornerback. But I like the idea. I like what Suits putting the ball in the air, because you got two options. Either you catch the ball, big play, or you have that penalty right there.
I think it was Williams who was called for the contact. And the officials getting together to rule where it's going to be. One of the officials with a little help, as a matter of
Pass
fact.
interference.
Allen had a
defense.
helmet issue.
Ball being placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Penalty from the spot at the spot of the foul, so they'll mark it at the 49. And that gets a new set of downs for the Huskies. So now the Huskies total offense more than Western Kentucky, 294 to 288.
Yeah, they're making plays, but they have so many different penalties. But Upton Stout has even given Reynolds so much respect out there. You still got maybe get the ball over to him.
Suits designed keep all the way, turns the corner, gets out of bounds in Western Kentucky territory. They're going to mark him out at about the 43-yard line, so a gain of 8.
Yeah, they're using Big O Suits like a fullback back there. He is a big rumbling, stumbling, and he's going through there very aggressive and running the football.
I believe that's his 7th carry officially of the night. Gains 8, second down and 2. Clock running, 13:43 left to play. 38-14 Hilltoppers.
And this is another opportunity, bringing pressure. And here we go. Here we go, one-on-one with a safety's not usually holding the cornerback. And this is the opportunity. I mean, the safety's holding the receiver.
Suits fires near side, passes incomplete. Tried to make the one-handed grab, and it was broken up as Allen got there and had made the contact. Ismail Fuller was the intended receiver, could not hang on. Wouldn't have gained very much anyway.
Yeah, Allen was on top of that.
3rd down and 2. Western bringing the blitz again. Handoff, great cut by Dozier. Across the 30, inside the 25, hit from behind, but a great cutback. Hodge made the tackle, But Dozier with great awareness, and the freshman showing some quicks.
Sweet feet by Dozier. Seeing the A gap, bounced it out, had a jump cut outside to the C gap. What a great move with a jump cut down the field. That guy, he can run now. He's been doing great tonight.
Yep, true freshman transfer. He's from Dallas. He transferred from TCU, and Dozier 15 carries for 60 yards on the night. First down from the Toppers 24. Suits gives Dozier again, gonna bounce it again. He'll turn up to the 20, make a wiggle inside the 15 to the 14. Boy, showing some nifty moves. The freshman has HCU in the red zone.
Man, sweet feet. I mean, we used to call it, you running the back like that. This sweet move right about here. He cuts inside, man down. Great footwork.
Inside the 15-yard line. First and 10. Let's see if they go back to Dozier for a third consecutive time. This time they fake it to him. They try the quick tight end screen, and it's well defended to the 9-yard line. The reception by Sotelo. And a gain of about 5 on the play.
This is a really good drive for him. I mean, HCU is starting to figure something out. Great misdirection. Good turn, good feed by the tight end on that. Great second effort.
Sotelo, a senior. 2nd and 5. HCU in no big hurry right now, but you know they definitely want to cash in if they can.
And you got one of these big receivers at the bottom, Fuller. You got to go up top. Give him a fade down here in the bottom.
2nd and 5. Blitz coming up the middle. Dozier's going to run it outside and find the end zone. Touchdown HCU.
Wow. Just give it to Bull Dozier. Penalty after the play.
And this might be another celebration penalty on HCU. Let's see. You've got a lineman down right now for the Huskies. Dozier with a great read, got some nice blocking on the right side of that offensive line, but the flag comes out after the play. And right now the Huskies tending to the man down on the field while the officials discuss the penalty.
Yeah, that was a great run and great block. It shows some vulnerability for WKU on defense. On that right side, that lineman the linemen for HCU just kind of manhandled him on that play.
Well, the officials are still discussing the penalty. There are 2 flags down side by side at the 10-yard line. Dozier getting a nice pat on the helmet, well deserved after his performance on that drive. And helmet came off and slow to get up, and I don't know, that's got that right arm cradled. Yeah, it could be a shoulder injury. That's number 55, Christian Hood, the senior left guard, who's coming off in some pain.
Yeah, I know the penalty must have been after the play because it was a great run for Dozier.
I thought it might be a celebration by one of the HCU offensive linemen, but boy, they're taking a long time to discuss this. Finally, I think we've got a decision.
Touchdown. After play, number 65 conduct, offense, number 60. Number 35, defense. Those fouls offset. These are both first players' first sportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
So Hazimi was the offensive lineman who was called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but Western Kentucky had a player that was also whistled for that. Those penalties will offset.
But I like the aggressiveness of Hazimi. I mean, that guard, he made that happen, pulling on that power and taking out the entire right side. Very physical in there. Big boy, make things happen and celebrate. Get in there and say, hey, you know, I'm defending my people.
Outstanding drive for HCU. 11 plays, 77 yards. And I believe they're going to opt to go for 2 here. Trailing 38-20, so this would make it a 2-score game if they can get the 2-point conversion. They move it.
And you want to get to your best player, Reynolds, right?
Got 3 receivers split to the right, 1 man in motion. Suits is looking right, easing right, fires to the end zone, finds a man, it's caught. The 2-point conversion is successful on the reception made by number 17, Ismail Fuller, and that now makes it a 2-score game with touchdowns and 2-point conversions. It's now a 16-point deficit, 38-22 Western Kentucky. It's not over yet, 11:28 left to play. On the sideline, still tending to Christian Hood, the senior left guard. That would be a big loss for HCU, as they've done a pretty decent job here, Terry, so far tonight. As you look at total offense now, the Huskies 341, Western Kentucky 288.
Yes, they found something, and that would be a great loss for them because they're finding something out there. It looked like a shoulder injury. When you hold your hand to the side like that, it looked like a shoulder injury.
So 38-22 now, 16-point game. Is it too early for an onside kick opportunity here for HCU?
Yeah, I think it's way too early. I mean, because you got 11 minutes left, and you got some momentum on your side. You scored a couple of times, and I would kick the ball off definitely.
Well, the Toppers are lined up, though. They're anticipating, or at least being ready for it. They've got 5 men across the front, 4 men 10 yards behind that. So they are paying some attention. Elijah Young is back deep, but he's all by himself.
Yeah, and then also you got wide receivers up and cornerbacks up front, so you have the hands team out there.
Let's see what Fedor does, and he will kick it deep. And I would imagine Young will watch that roll through the end zone, and he will, so the Toppers will start from the 25.
You're right. You know, Young, he made a business decision. You got you got cornerbacks and receivers out there. They're here to catch the ball. I don't know if they're going to block.
Not going to block, that's right.
No, that's not. They're not out there for that.
We'll let that go and start at the 25. So here's Reed. They have not asked him to throw the football very much once they had the big advantage, but now that HCU has made it a 2-score game, let's see how aggressive the Toppers offense elects to be.
But I think you got to assert your will with this offensive line and try to run the ball.
They're going to start with the pass on first down. The crossing route 25 up into it on a nice open field tackle at the 28-yard line. The reception by Jimmy Holiday, but made a nice tackle after a gain of about 4.
But have you noticed it that the receivers for WKU, they brought in most of the second guys. They have switched a little bit, but HCU is still hanging in there. But they got to continue to try to keep the clock and hold the football if they can and run it.
Gain of 4. There's the handoff. Big hole running left. 30, 35. Hesitation 40. Knocked out of bounds at the 42. That was Irvin Poindexter with the carry. Great job by the left side of the Western Kentucky line to create a big hole.
Yes, I mean, those guys, if you see it, what a great pull block by Good. He made a great play on the outside. Allowing his Poindexter to get out there.
Yeah, when your first contact is the safety downfield, you probably had a good job. Stepping up, avoiding the rush. Reed running right, points for a block, gets it. 45 midfield, slides down prior to the first down. And you mark that where he begins the slide, not where he ends up. So they mark it all the way back at the 49-yard line.
So that's what a great, great decision. You know, don't go out there and try to make something happen and get your receivers in bad spot.
Especially on first down, a gain of 7. Handoff, bouncing it out. Irvin Poindexter cuts it back in, weaves through traffic, still on his feet, and grinds it down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
I love that yak yardage after the catch. Kept his feet churning, never stopped them feet from moving. Poindexter, sweet feet, kept it moved downfield. What a great run.
Timeout taken on the field. Dansby kind of piled on as we've got a player sitting down on the field at the 39-yard line. I believe that's Josh Ferguson, the transfer from New Mexico State, who's sitting down at the 39-yard line. Doesn't look to be in a tremendous amount of pain right now, and we haven't seen a lot of cramping issues. We've seen a couple here, but not too many. But we'll take a break as they tend to Ferguson on the field. 38-22, Western Kentucky with the lead. .946 left to play from Bowling Green. Joe Fisher, Terry Obie with you as the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky hanging on. They lead 38-22. And the Toppers with the ball, 1st and 10 from the HCU 38-yard line.
And you got to try a shot now.
And that's where they're looking. They go long down the far sideline, and it is caught! Touchdown, Hilltoppers. Jimmy Holiday. Pass right on the money. Holiday in full stride hauls it in. Reed showing off the arm right there.
Yeah, great play. It was a good opportunity. You beat the corner on the outside. This is perfect by Reed. Think about it. 2 yards from the sideline, perfect. Use your hands. You know what? This is a great holiday.
And the kick is good. 38 yards on the touchdown pass from Reed to Holiday. For Reed, his 4th touchdown pass of the night. And that might just be enough to seal the deal for the Hilltoppers with 9:31 left to play from Bowling Green. It's Western Kentucky 45, HCU 22. Western Kentucky, an impressive drive, 5 plays, 75 yards, capped by the 38-yard touchdown strike from Reed to Jimmy Holiday to make it 45-22 in favor of the Hilltoppers. Reed having another great night at the controls of the Topper offense.
Yes, he's definitely been a general tonight, making things happen and getting a lot of help from his receivers. I mean, great fingertip catch by Holiday. I'm very impressed by that young man.
So Western will kick it away once again. Most of these kickoffs have gone into and through the end zone. This one is high and I believe is going to make it to the end zone, and it will. So HCU will start from its own 25-yard line. Suits has not had a terrible night for the Huskies. You look statistically, he's 18 for 26 passing, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. The one costly interception, that was a pick 6. But he's had a pretty decent night.
I mean, really good night. I mean, if you look at it, the total offense is really close. 241 HCU and 341 HCU and 363 WKU. So it's really been a really close game.
But there's the other guy that's had the night, Reed, on the sideline as HCU gets ready to run its first play. And Suits, they run the wheel route, looking down the sideline. He's got Dozier, but I think he landed out of bounds. The ball was just a little bit to the sideline. Dozier made a nice catch, but could not get a foot in play.
Yeah, Dozier's just been a workhorse tonight, right? He almost made that play happen. You know, right on the line. I thought he made a fingertip catch.
Yeah, that one falls. The blame on that one is on the quarterback. You've got to have that where Dozier has room to make the catch on the sideline.
Exactly.
2nd and 10 now for HCU, and Suits with the blitz coming once again. They'll hand off to Dozier, and he's snowed under after a gain of maybe a yard as that hole closed very quickly. Dozier tried to get outside, and that was, I believe, Kylan Guidry leading the charge defensively for the Toppers.
Yeah, so now a lot of guys are getting an opportunity to get out there and play. I think Coach Summers on defense have almost a wholesale. Put guys in that haven't played much and still dialing up the blitzes but letting them play.
3rd down and 10. Here comes a blitz once again. Rush is coming. Suit steps up, cannot get away. He's going to finally be snowed under. Guidry is going to be the one that finishes it, but there were several players that made contact before that all ended.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a jailbreak there. I mean, you got all the Coach Summers, the defensive coordinator, decided to bring the NCAA blitz and brought everybody in every gap. Very aggressive the entire game.
So 4th down and 9, and backed up as far as they are. Had they gained any yardage on that, HCU might have opted to go for it on 4th down, but now with the clock running, 8:15 left and down 45-22, they will punt the ball away. Western's going to be in safe protection just in case, as they won't really rush the punter at all. This is a good one. Drifting back, fair catch requested, made at the 30-yard line. So one of the better punts of the night as Hutchinson hauls it in.
Yeah, I would think Austin Reed would be done for tonight, wouldn't you think?
Let's see whether they bring him out and just ask him to hand off the football, or.
Yeah, I would let him take a break. You got Ohio State next week. What you think?
Well,
that's the coach in me, I guess.
See him. Well, now I see him. He's got a cap in his hand. He's not coming back. I think he's done. Yeah, he just threw that away. He's not playing. The helmet is gone. The cap is on.
Okay.
And the reason, 27 for 33, 253 yards, 4 touchdowns. He has earned the opportunity. So now Turner Helton in at quarterback. And a gain out to about the 37.
Yeah, I think that's Coach Helton's nephew.
And redshirt freshman?
Yes.
Out of California.
Yeah, Steps is trying to get up to 100 yards. He's really running the football. I think they should continually feed him the football.
7 carries, 51 yards on the night, gain of 6 on that play. He's going to get it again, try to bounce outside. He's going to be corralled coming from behind. That's Jalix Hunt again with another tremendous play and a tackle for loss back to the 34.
Yeah, if we could highlight anybody on HCU is him. He is making tackle. Way to pursue from the opposite side. Very aggressive through there.
Yeah, they have Rodney Dansby, who's their guy, who's been their highlight guy defensively, but Hunt's had a very good night. 3rd and 6 now for the Toppers. So a passing situation for Helton.
I don't think that's going to happen. You got to run the ball.
Nope, they're going to throw. He's got plenty of time. Fires over the middle. Has a man. Bobbled but held on to by Messer. He breaks a couple of tackles. Gets out a first down inside the 40-yard line.
Okay,
Didn't catch it the first time, but caught it the second time.
I see you, Helton, getting the stat sheet. Sit up there and read. Look over the middle. Strike down the middle.
Well, the first thing he should do is thank his offensive line because they gave him plenty of time.
A lot of time. So you know what we're running. We're going to go here. Step. Give him to feed him the football.
And Dansby looking to hopefully step in for HCU and make a tackle. First down from the HCU 40-yard line. Clock running, 6:25 to play. Western trying to finish this one off. Step tries to get outside, nowhere to go. Well defended by the Huskies. And a tackle maybe for a loss on the play.
Great play by the Huskies there. Finally see him out there making some plays. And I like that, stringing it out, forcing him inside. We finally see Dansby out there pursuing and putting his head to the football.
Dansby there gets the help from his teammate Joe Cadet, who was also there to make the tackle. Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. Clock continues to run, 5:45 to play. Western counting it down, trying to improve to 2-0. Helton to throw, late blitz coming. Helton fires, has a man pass caught out of bounds. Messer first down.
Yeah, I think he liked Messer. There's some type of chemistry with them two.
I think I'd stick with it. It's worked so far. 2 excellent throws. Messer made the catch, got out of bounds at the 24.
You know, they run the old flood route, meaning you take the outside receiver deep, and then you run Messer, the inside receiver, like on a flag or like a sail route.
So Helton 2 for 2 for 44 yards, both to Messer. And with that, Messer now over 100 yards receiving, 9 catches for 116 yards on the night. They're going to go back to that sideline again, and it was forced in. I believe the catch is made basically right at the line of scrimmage.
You know what? Most of the time when a quarterback always throws to the receiver, they're probably roommates. When I play wide receiver, I want to make sure I'm roommates with the quarterback. I used to do subliminally to the quarterback, throw to me, throw to me. You're not sleepy, give it to me.
That means you have to go like pick up donuts and stuff later too, you know. No gain on the play. 2nd down, Young with the carry. Short gain as he tried to turn it upfield, maybe to about the 22, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Western now in maybe a little bit of clock management mode too, letting that clock continue to run, 4:20 to play.
And have you noticed, Joe, that all the young guys, they got other guys that can get a little film out there so coaches can coach them up. It's almost a wholesale of everybody out there.
Yeah, you see some different folks out there. Josh Stearns, the wide receiver who transferred from HCU, is in the game. He's in the slot left. On 3rd down and 9. Helton to throw. Eases right. Pump fake, now says I'm just going to get out of bounds. Decided to just eat it instead of looking. He was looking down in the end zone once again, but I believe they had that one well covered.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well get on the stat sheet. I mean, you go 3 for 3. I mean, you need another touchdown. I mean, so they're going to go for it.
Yep, 4th down here. Field goal here would be somewhere in the 40-yard range. So on 4th down, Young will be the tailback. Helton at quarterback. This is Western's first 4th down attempt of the night. Helton on 4th and 9.
He's got a lot of time.
Eases right again. Looks, this time he's going to fire to the sideline. Pass is caught inside the 10. Tackle is made, but forward progress is going to be more than enough for the first down.
I think we see the future right in WKU's eyes. Look at Helton on the run. Sprint out to the right. Great catch.
And that was Capers again with the reception, and a tough reception through the contact and hangs on. 1st and goal for the Toppers.
You know, Joe, this is an opportunity where the coaches get film on even the young guys, so they have something to coach them up with.
For Capers, that is reception number 3 of the night. Helton to throw. Boy, again, he's going to ease to the right. This time he's going to throw it to the back of the end zone. Catch made, touchdown. Reception made by number 82 for Western Kentucky, and that is Aline, I believe, with the catch for the score.
Yes, I mean, what a great job by Aline. And what I like about it, he did a little pirouette back there. Used his feet, got both feet in. He went pro style. Helton got the ball in there, twinkle toes in the back of the end zone.
Denzel Aline with the catch, his first of the night, and Helton with his first touchdown pass.
Aline on Aline.
And the extra point is up and good by Carnero. So an impressive drive led by Helton. 10 plays, 70 yards, 8-yard touchdown pass from Helton to Aline. And Western a little icing on the cake. They lead 52-22. Denzel Aline with his first reception as a Hilltopper. He'll always remember it. It was a touchdown catch from Helton to push Western's lead to 52-22, but he doesn't get to celebrate too long because he's on the kick coverage team as well.
Yeah, and that was a great catch. He went to the high point. Great hops, too. He got a lot of vertical. Went up and got the ball and was able to put his foot down.
Yep.
I mean, that was really good.
As you mentioned, he got both feet down.
Man, that's pro style. That would even count in the pros.
That's right. So now HCU with an opportunity with 2:42 left, and let's see if they make some changes as well. They're going to stick with Suits at quarterback, who has gone all the way. He's had a decent night, 18 of 27, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You're going to see some different faces, certainly on the Toppers' defensive side of the football. Suits from the gun on 1st down from the 25. Tailback pushes it maybe 2 or 3 yards to about the 28. At this point, Valenzuela with the carry. And you wonder here whether the head coach maybe decides, let's just run the ball and pack up and head to the plane.
Because there's no way now. You don't have enough time right now. But what's good about this is an opportunity for both coaches on each side to evaluate your young players.
Yeah, I wondered whether or not HCU might opt to give Fomby a chance to get in at quarterback. Instead, they stay with Suits, and they're going to stay with the running game and push it close to a 1st down. And I believe forward progress will give them the 1st down out near the 37-yard line.
Yeah, but overall, they had a really good game. Just made costly mistakes at the wrong time.
Yep, 3 costly turnovers, one of them a pick 6, also 9 penalties for 92 yards. But you look at total offense, 346 for the Huskies. Now Western at 433 in total offense. 90 seconds left to play here in Bowling Green. 1st down on another handoff. Valenzuela is going to be collared at about the 40-yard line. I believe that was Reginald Allen with the tackle, a freshman. A lot of faces in there getting an opportunity. Boy, it wasn't so long ago if you were a freshman, you couldn't count on playing because you were going to get your redshirt year and all that. Exactly. Now with the transfer portal and everything,
there's
nobody redshirts anymore.
You got to get out there and get ready to go and ready to play. But this is a good opportunity with games like this, where players you can evaluate. This is when you can really coach. You see them coach. You see them in live situations, get them prepared for later on down the road.
Valenzuela running hard, but he was shut down quickly. That was number 51 for Western coming up to make the tackle. That's Devin Lynch. Another one of the transfers as we are approaching 30 seconds left to play. Western Kentucky will improve to 2-0. Another high-scoring game, 18th game under the tenure of the head coach for the Hilltoppers to score 40 points or more. Maybe the final play of this contest. Valenzuela running hard. He's running like it's first quarter. He pushed it all the way to midfield.
Yeah, he's running like a madman out there. He hasn't stopped yet. Do we have? Look like we've got somebody down.
Yeah, we got an HCU player that's slow to get up, and they're hoping he will because the game clock is at 8 seconds left.
He was hurt earlier too, right?
Yep, I believe so, and he was able to get back up. And they'll wind the clock, and that should do it. I don't think HCU is going to snap it again. Well, Western Kentucky built a 31-0 lead. HCU made a little bit of a run to end the first half, but the Toppers answered, and Western Kentucky wins by a score of 52-22 to improve to 2-0. Huskies now fall to 1-1. Terry, you look, another outstanding night for Austin Reed, 27 of 33, 253 yards and 4 touchdowns. His leading receiver, Easton Messer, with 9 catches, 116 yards and a score.
Yes, he made a lot of plays and passing rating to 186. I mean, just an unbelievable commander out there. Was really impressive. The young fella come in 5 for 5. Helton Turner. Turner Helton.
5 for 5, 65 yards, and his first touchdown pass as well. For HCU, Suits 18 of 27 for 213 and 2 scores. Carl Reynolds 7 catches, 106 yards. Well, next for the Toppers, the trip to Columbus to take on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. That'll be next Saturday from Columbus. So they'll be looking forward to that one. HCU will be back into this area to take on UT Martin. Enjoyed it, partner. It was a lot of fun.
Man, it was a great time having you, man. It's good seeing you, Joe.
Always a pleasure. Score again. Joe Fisher along with Terry Obie from Bowling Green. Western Kentucky wins it 52-22.